Wait, is Single Ladies Rihanna or Beyonce?
It's Beyonce.
Yeah.
To the
Yeah,
left,
that-
to the left.
All
the singles. Oh. If I was a boy.
All you single ladies. No, wait, no. Is that it?
Yeah, all the single ladies.
All you single ladies.
Under-
All you single ladies.
under my-
It's all
All
one
you single
song.
Ladies. On today's Pardon My Take, NBA play-in action. We're actually starting the show with a minute left in overtime of the dumbest game possible. The Lakers versus the Timberwolves. We're going to talk about the Heat, Hawks. We have Hot Seat, Cool Throne, an awesome interview with Adam Richman, Man vs. Food. Really, really fun time. He was in studio, told us some great stories, and then we'll wrap it up with Guys on Chicks. And we're brought to you by our friends at the Barstool Sportsbook, ourselves. The Barstool Sportsbook is now offering a $1,000 bonus for new players. If your first bet loses, get up to $1,000 in bonus cash. Download and create an account today. Use code TAKE to unlock your $1,000 bonus. Be sure to use code TAKE to unlock your $1,000 bonus today. I'm opening up my Sportsbook app right now. We have exclusives all the time. We have baseball exclusives, soccer exclusives, basketball exclusives. Right now, for the RBC Heritage, we got the For the Cut, Tom Kim, Keegan Bradley, Min Woo Lee, and Ricky Fowler all to make the cut, plus 385. And, how about this, Max? Sixers or the Suns to sweep, plus 150 under exclusive. You just need one of them. One of the two to sweep, plus 150. Ton of awesome stuff on the Barstool Sportsbook. You can move the lines for any game. We got player props for the NBA playoffs. I took Anthony Edwards tonight. He was a complete no-show. The Barstool Sportsbook is where it's at. Go check it out now. $1,000 bonus for new players. If your first bet loses, you get up to $1,000 in bonus cash. So download and create an account today. Use code TAKE to unlock your $1,000 bonus. Be sure to use code TAKE to unlock your $1,000 bonus today. Terms apply. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Pardon My Take. Today is Wednesday, April 12th, and we've got NBA playoffs, kind of NBA play-in game. We're watching OT right now. There's 35 seconds left. Live it up, PFT. We have NBA playoffs playing.
No, so it's they were very specific about this in the early game. It's not a playoff game. It's technically a non-regular season game. So these stats don't count towards the playoffs. They don't count towards the regular season. It's its own thing. It's no man's land. The Timberwolves are right now down by 3 points with 35 seconds left in overtime. This game sucked. The fourth quarter was so bad. I think everybody out there with a pulse that's ever seen basketball or heard of the state of Minnesota before knew that the Timberwolves were going to give this up. The Lakers were going to come back. The NBA, David Stern, was going to figure out a way for LeBron James to advance to the playoffs.
Well, and it's not even the Lakers playing well. The T-Wolves they were so hot from three for the first half. They were lights out. They were playing a great game. Everyone was like, Rudy Gobert, who? Now we can play 5 out. We've got all this flexibility. Karl Anthony Towns is playing great, even though they just kept on giving him fouls. And every time he had to sit, the Lakers would crawl back. And then we got to the fourth quarter, and they scored a combined 31 points in the fourth quarter. The Timberwolves scored 12 points. The Timberwolves didn't score. They scored their last field goal with 6 minutes left in the game. The next time they scored was Anthony Davis. This is how dumb the game was. The Lakers go up by 3 with a minute or a second and a half left. Memes tweets it from the Pardon My Take account. Game winner. Anthony Davis fouls Mike Conley shooting a 3 from basically behind the basket. The Timberwolves hadn't scored in fucking 6 minutes. And he fouls Mike Conley shooting a 3 up 3 with 1 second left.
They get 3 foul shots. The first barely made it. And
he was nervous.
The second and the third were both extremely shaky from Conley, even though Conley played awesome tonight.
Yeah.
This was a great game for Mike Conley. That was awesome. Former teammate of Mark Titus. He hasn't mentioned that. Yeah, also, I took a piss next to Ed Sheeran one time. But yeah, Mike Conley played basketball with Mark Titus. Great game, legacy game, under the bright lights of the play-in tournament for Mike Conley. And they scored. The Timberwolves scored with 0.1 seconds left on the clock. And then they didn't score until overtime with like a putback.
We almost
layup.
just got double overtime there for a second.
Oh, you're a little ahead of me. Shit. I hope we don't get good double overtime.
Don't stream snipe, Hank.
Yeah, damn, you stream sniped me, Hank. And now it's probably going to happen when we get the live reaction. Well, I don't know what's happening. I'm watching on my computer. So I'm a cord cutter like all the new kids. But yeah, this game, oh man, oh shit. You're right, we almost did. They bricked another 3. This game was so bad, though. This game was revenge for everyone who said, why would you watch March Madness? It's just a bunch of dudes missing shots and throwing the ball out of bounds, because there was that sequence where the Timberwolves just missed every shot, and then, like, LeBron threw one out of bounds. There was the loose ball foul. Like, everyone just sucked. And here's my thing with the play-in tournament. I like it in theory because more basketball, more fun. These teams suck. These teams aren't going to, like, I need a play-in tournament team to win a title for me to start respecting the play-in tournament. Because the NBA playoffs, like, historically are the top seeds are usually the teams that you see at the end of the whole thing. You know what I mean? Like, we're just deciding who's going to go get. Maybe the Lakers ESPN will tell us tomorrow the Lakers, watch out for them. They're going to take down the Grizzlies. Maybe the Hawks are going to go after Hank's Celtics. I don't think so. Like, the Heat were so bad tonight. We'll get to them in a second. But, like, at the end of the day, these teams are just not – none of these teams are going to win a title. Well, the 8 teams in the play-in tournament are not going to win a title.
So people forget the reason the play-in tournament was basically started, much like Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire got admitted to the Tri-Wizard tournament as a 4th wizard. They wanted to get Zion Williamson into the playoffs his rookie year. So they were like, okay, tell you what, let's have the Pelicans. We'll do like a special thing where the Pelicans can technically play some playoff games and get ratings on it. Also, the NBA just wants another event to slap a sponsor on. So they're like, okay, it's the play-in tournament presented by AT&T. That's another $5 million.
Well, it also was built in as, credit to the NBA for actually trying to get tanking to stop, which they've made measures to, like flattening the top 3 picks in the lottery and everything. So the play-in is part of that, where you can still be in the playoffs, and you shouldn't tank if you're one of these bad teams that's under 500 that could be in the 10th seed. But the Mavericks pissed all over that this year. So, like, the Mavericks, like, after watching this game, the NBA should stop their investigation against the Mavericks, because the Mavericks were like, hey, we'd rather a draft pick than play in this play-in tournament. Mm-hmm. And I agree with their decision.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, absolutely. You think the Thunder are going to get lucky, win 2 games, and then get to the NBA Finals?
The Thunder are the only team you could say, well, they're getting reps. Young team, Shea, like, they're getting reps. Next year, Chet, they're getting reps. You can always flip it where it's like, well, that team needs some reps. That's big-time playoff pressure for them. A lot of guys who haven't been there.
Well, the Pelicans are doing the exact same. The Pelicans are just like, Zion is not going to play because of reasons.
Well, no,
trust us on that one.
Did you see he released a statement today? He said he feels good, but he's not going to play until he feels like Zion again.
Yeah, so you remember when he was coming back from, I don't know, this is like 4 injuries ago, where they had him practicing on like a special trampoline, like a small floor, a soft floor? Mm-hmm. Zion's just never going to be healthy. Mm-mm. And he said that he's sick of this shit and he would like to play, and he is healthy, but he's not himself right now. So that's just basically Zion being like, yeah, I'd really like to, but they pay me anyways. So why would I exercise if they're going to give me money?
Right. So it looks like this game is over. Hank, do you want to tell us this game's over? Is it officially over? You're faster than us.
No, it's not over yet. But it's over.
Well, let's just say it. The Lakers have advanced to play against the Grizzlies. Maybe they can beat the Grizzlies. Oh, they just showed Rob Lowe / Rob Pelinka watching his team, the playing game. Four number 1 picks in this playing game. That's how you know it was official.
I have a fun fact.
It's over.
Yeah.
So this is now the first time that all 4 teams from California have made the NBA playoffs.
Okay, so that's off of my other fun fact that I was throwing. Did I throw it out to you guys yesterday? I can't remember. It's so late that I've lost my mind. I'm not in. This is football shape. We're not in football shape. This is also the first time since the Mavericks became a franchise in 1981, I want to say, that no teams from Texas made the playoffs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So it's like a reverse of all those companies that moved to Texas, like Twitter,
It's
all
the
that
reverse
stuff.
Joe Rogan.
We're going back. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. All right, so the Lakers have advanced. The T-Wolves, let's do some positive spin zones for the T-Wolves. Okay, one, I think they're better without Rudy Gobert.
Yeah.
Two,
Like legitimately,
Yeah.
you can make the case on defense that they need somebody like that to protect the rim, but on offense, they are. Like, I don't think it's even a debate right now. They work better with the exception of the last 6 minutes of the game. They work better on offense without him.
two, you get a home game now. Wolves are undefeated in home playing games. That will be electric. Three, I don't think Anthony Edwards can play worse than he played tonight. He was so bad. 0 for 9 from 3, 3 for 17 shooting. Looked lost out there.
Respect to him for he kept shooting at least. He's like one's got to go in at some point.
He's the ultimate confidence guy.
And then it just never went in. I tweeted this out, but you remember how when you were in like when you were playing basketball when you were in elementary, middle school, and the coach showed you a basketball hoop, and then put 2 balls inside of it. It was like, look how big this rim is. Like you should be able to make these shots easily. That's what they needed to do for Anthony Edwards tonight, because he was so bad, and he kept shooting.
So there's your spin zone. And you have Luka Garza on the bench who's ready to go. He was not dressed tonight, but Dennis Schroeder did the 3-point celebration right in Luka Garza's face. I feel like that was a little too much because, what can Luka do?
Yeah,
He's not out there.
Hopefully we can get some protesters gluing their hands to the floor in Minnesota. That would be nice. Run that back.
So Friday night we'll find out who the Timberwolves play after tomorrow's games. Let's talk about the other game, the death of Heat culture. Jake, it's over. And I'm not trying to just be a prisoner of the moment, but they got absolutely bullied. 63-39 on the rebounds. Absolutely bullied. And in a reverse, like how we just said, Anthony Edwards couldn't play worse. I don't think Kyle Lowry could play better. They got the best Kyle Lowry game, and they still lost. I was like, I thought the Heat were going to win. I still believe in Heat culture. I think it might be dead. They got absolutely bullied.
Yeah, Clint Capella had more offensive rebounds than the Heat did as a team. Clint Capella was awesome tonight.
Clint Capella had an all-time stat line. He was 2 for 3 from the floor, 0 for 4 from free throws, and 21 rebounds.
Yeah. I bet on him to get a double-double tonight. It would have been nice to spread some of those stats around a little bit. But yeah, he was a beast, and it got off to a weird start because the article came out quoting people from the Hawks front office that they were open to shopping everyone, including Trae Young, before the game started. And so this was like Trae Young revenge game on his own franchise, essentially being like, fuck you, I'm going to show you what I can still do. It was a great game. Quinn Snyder did a great job. Quinn Snyder, I think we can say,
very good coach.
If you need one guy to win you one NBA game with like an average roster, Quinn Snyder's probably the best guy out there to do it.
He's a very good coach. The Hawks are the play-in champions. They are 3-0 all-time in play-in games, so they deserve that crown. Couple other things. I was thinking about it. So 63-39 on rebounds. I think that's the third largest 24-point margin you can have. So I was thinking, I wrote them all out. This sounds very stupid. It's 1 a.m. I think 43-19 is a bigger margin.
Oh, yeah. No,
I think 94-69 is also a bigger margin, and then 63-39.
I've talked about this before with 14-point games in football.
Yeah.
There are some scores that are way more than 14 points. I would say 10-24, pretty big 14-point margin, but not as big.
No, go ahead.
Not as big as 9-23.
31-17.
31-17 is another big one. Yeah, anytime you can jump double digits, that's more than 14 points.
Yeah. So that's my quick power rankings of 24-point differences. So it's 43-19, 94-69, 63-39. Again, this is 1 a.m. thought.
No,
I literally wrote them all out. I wish you could see my computer right now because I was writing them all out, and 33-9 was like, well, that's early in the game. They'll catch up. It feels large, but you're like, that can't be the end of the game.
Yeah, no, all numbers are not created
94-69 is
equal. That's just a
25.
fact.
93-69, whatever, fucking Jake. God
Oh,
damn.
wow, Jake. Jake with a fact. Jake's spicy tonight because his heat's stunk.
93-69. Yeah, Jake, what do you want to say? Your heat culture. Jimmy Butler had like a tweet that, like a post game comment that sounded like a fan tweeted it with like 3 followers. He said, "Come Friday, we have to play the legit exact opposite of how we played tonight."
Yeah, I mean,
pretty good summation.
The offensive rebounding by Atlanta was insane. What were you gonna say?
I have a question for you, Jake. Basketball. Let's pretend you're the basketball GM. Let's pretend you're Pat Riley. Do you think having a roster with the only power forward, Bam is a power forward playing center. So when you put him at center, your other 2 power forwards are Kevin Love, who we love, and Udonis Haslem, who's 55 years old. Do you think that might be a roster construction issue?
I've always believed in Pat Riley. He always seems to be making the right moves. So it seems like this is going to be a hardcore reset after this year. Obviously, Mr. 305 is departing. So I think there's a lot of pressure on him to reshuffle some things over the summer.
Yeah. I mean, in Pat Riley's defense, like, Udonis Haslem got old fast. Like no one saw that one coming.
You thought you could rely on him.
They got him a rocking
to get you
chair
some rebounds.
for retirement.
Yeah.
He might come back next year. I'm not going to believe that he's retired until he actually retires.
But it was one of those things. I was looking at the box score and I was like, like, I love Haslem. Great. Like, who wouldn't want to have his career where you can just basically hang out on a team for the twilight of years and just be a guy?
He hasn't played in like 5
years.
He scored 24
I know.
points 2
I'm
days
saying
ago.
it's been a
So
long
did Mac
twilight.
McClung, dude. It was the last game of the year.
But in reality, you probably want your power forwards to not be Udonis Haslem and Kevin Love in a play-in game. Or have Bam be your power forward and have a center.
Sounds like you're saying or any game.
Or any game. Or any game. Or any game. I guess Cody Zeller's also on the roster, which is always a fun name to say.
Shout out
Hank.
Charles Barkley for telling people just don't watch the first round of the Eastern playoff games. That was awesome. I'm sure his bosses were very happy to
Ernie
hear him
Johnson
say that.
said that.
They were.
Well,
They were happy. Yeah.
His bosses?
Yeah.
In what way?
Because he does the West.
Oh, I thought that TNT was going to be
don't they always do the
Eastern
West?
games.
I think it switches.
Do they do both?
They do the Western Conference
pretty sure-
Finals. I don't know how the first
Final,
round.
okay,
the
all
first,
right. I was
the
gonna
first
say-
round, I think they
they
kind of bounce around.
They switch. Okay, all right.
Those are going to be on TNT. It's going to be Charles Barkley doing the halftime show, and he's like, just do yourselves a favor, don't watch the first round of the playoffs.
I love it. That's why people love Charles Barkley. He's being honest. Like,
And
that
he's
was
the
kind
only
of my point
person
about the
in
playing
sports media that can get away with that type of comment and not get in trouble for it, I feel like.
And but it was back to what the playing game talk. Like, these teams aren't going to go anywhere. I know that people are going to try to tell us the Lakers are going to go somewhere. They're not going to go anywhere. And you can quote this and tweet it, whatever. The Hawks aren't going to go anywhere. The Heat, the Bulls, the Raptors aren't going to go anywhere. It's just a fact.
I just think there's no chance that the Hawks can do what they did tonight against the Celtics on the glass. It's just not going to happen.
No.
And they don't play defense.
The good news is, if the Heat do make it
And
to
the
the
Celtics do.
playoffs, the Celtics do play good. If the Heat do make it to the playoffs, they're going up against a team that can't rebound at all in the Milwaukee Bucks. Wait, shit! I forgot they have Giannis. That's going to be. I mean, I don't want to watch that. I don't want to watch that. Hank, your scared meter for the Hawks is it? It can't be 0.
I mean, if it can't be 0, then it's 1.
Okay, that's fair. Well, it can't be 0 just because
We'll give them one game just because it's the NBA. You never know what's going to happen. Maybe they win a home game. Celtics in 5. If it goes 6, something went seriously wrong.
It can't be 0 just because I've learned when Max's Sixers were the 8th seed and took down the Bulls when Derrick Rose got hurt, you could always have an injury. So it can't be 0.
Yeah,
but that's really
we already have
think
the hand injury.
Oh, yeah.
Hank, would you say, like, if you stay fully healthy, it's going to be whomping?
Yeah. I think even if Jalen or Jason doesn't play, it's going to be whomping.
I think it's going to be 4-1, and Trae Young has one insane game.
I would agree.
He's going to talk so much shit.
That feels.
But it could just be. It could be 4-0. Like they could just lock him down.
Yeah, this is. I mean, we'll see. What I mean, the Heat. Maybe the Bulls will play the Heat, Jake. That would be fun. See who can go get massacred by the Bucks.
But I think we're all in agreement now. Just give me the Celtics, the Bucks, and give us all the popcorn. Or sorry, the Celtics
all
and
the popcorn.
Sixers.
Oh, damn. That was way worse than my 94-93 slip
Celtics and the Sixers, and we can watch whatever happens on the show.
Whatever happens. Yeah, and
how much popcorn are you talking about here, Jake?
Kettle corn.
I'm going to hold you to this.
A lot.
Kettle corn.
It's dangerous.
Kettle corn. You can't.
It's dangerous for your teeth.
You can't eat a ton of kettle
Cavity
corn.
City.
That's also not popcorn. You can't. You don't eat kettle corn when you're watching sports, Jake.
I don't remember the last time I ate any popcorn watching sports. But yes, it's not like sold.
You eat kettle corn when there's like a little dish of kettle corn just like in the kitchen. You're like, oh, I'll just grab a little handful.
Yeah.
No knock on
It's
kettle
good.
corn, but you can't sit down and eat a whole bag of kettle corn.
Yeah, you can at like King Richard's Fair. You're just going to like an old Renaissance fair. Just crush some kettle corn.
But that's
need
not
a little more
sports
salt.
Food. That's like holiday food.
What do you mean? Renaissance's was the original
kettle
sport.
corn. You don't eat kettle corn
Jousting?
when you're watching sports on TV. How about that?
I'm going to change that
Gotcha.
if the Celtics play the Sixers.
All right, if the Celtics play the Sixers, you need to eat an entire bag of kettle corn for every game.
Yep. You said give me
That's
all.
it.
You said give me all the popcorn, Jake.
Give me all the kettle
All
corn.
right, fine.
One full bag of kettle corn. Can't be a small bag. Has to be like a real bag of kettle corn every single game.
Okay.
Okay, now
ruin
I'm
your
rooting
time.
for Celtics Sixers. Just watch Jake eat kettle corn.
I don't even want to watch the games. I just want to watch Jake eat his kettle corn and get sick of kettle corn. And we do get Lakers Grizzlies, which will be fun. I'm excited for that. And you know what? I'll listen to enough people tomorrow on TV, and I'll probably be like, watch out for the Lakers. Because they just trot everyone out to be like, the Lakers could do something. And then I'll just be like, fuck it. Maybe the Lakers could do something.
They might
Anthony
beat
Davis is still really
the
fucking
Grizzlies.
good.
I could see them winning that series.
The Lakers, I think the
The
Lakers
NBA
are
is kind of
good
rigged.
because
I can take this back if the Celtics win
Yeah.
the championship, but like that game was. There's some NBA games when you're like, you just know what's going to happen. It didn't matter what happened the whole game. You just knew the Lakers were going to win. And
the Lakers are good. They beat a Timberwolves team that some people were saying could win the NBA title this year.
No, you never said that. You never said that.
I said could.
No. But
they beat a team.
I want to defend you. I want to defend you.
Some media members that don't know ball were saying that the Minnesota Timberwolves could win potentially 2 series.
Because you never said they could win the title. No. You said you bet on them to win the title because they could win 2 series and then you could hedge out.
Yeah. No, they definitely.
So you didn't even bet on a team that you thought could win the title.
No. They definitely can't win the title, but I did bet on them to win the title, and I still think that was a good bet.
Value play. Grizzlies, Lakers. But Hank, you're right. Like, put your tinfoil hat on. What does the NBA want more than anything in the second round? Sixers, Celtics, so Jake can eat all his kettle corn, and Lakers, Warriors, so we can have Steph versus LeBron one last time before LeBron retires.
Yeah, I mean, what they really would like would be another Celtics-Lakers finals.
that would be
Talk about
There you go,
ratings.
Hank. But if you lost to LeBron, Hank, you would.
I would. Yeah. No.
I don't want to say what, but you'd have to.
Retire.
You'd have to kill
Yeah.
yourself.
No. I'd retire.
You just would have
I'd
to.
retire.
Yeah, you'd have to. You'd have to. Like,
I'd
there's
retire.
nothing you could
I'd
do.
retire.
Yeah. You'd retire from life. All right, let's kick it to ourselves. Back in studio, we have an awesome interview with Adam Richman in studio as well. Really fun guy. You probably remember him from Man vs. Food. Basically did the job we all wanted to do. And, and back to us, Hot Seat Cool Throne. Hot Seat Cool Throne is brought to you by our friends at Coors Light. Sometimes the days can get so crazy that you forget to make time for fun. When that happens, you've got to choose to chill. So go ahead, say yes to midweek happy hours and catching the game after work. And while you're at it, enjoy an ice-cold Coors Light, the beer that's made to chill. There's only one beer out there that's literally made to chill, and that's Coors Light. The mountains on the bottles and cans even turn blue when your beer is cold. That way you always know when it's time to chill. When you're making time to chill, crack open a Coors Light. It's mountain cold refreshment made to chill. We love Coors Light. Maybe, it's springtime, that beautiful day, that beautiful spring day when you're like, oof, all I want to do is sit on my back porch. Coors Light, we have new Steins out in the Pardon My Take store. Coors Light is ice cold. It is refreshing. It is the perfect beer for spring and summer. It's time to have some fun. It's time to chill out. So when you choose to chill, pair your plans with an ice cold Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Drizly or Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/take. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Okay, Hot Seat Cool Throne. Henry.
Hot Seat's love.
Oh,
no.
I don't like that.
Taylor Swift and her boyfriend broke up.
Yeah, it's tough. Although
Swifties all over the world are breaking up with their boyfriends now in solidarity.
Isn't this good thing though? Because it means that we're gonna get some bangers out of Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
There's nothing like a good Taylor Swift breakup album.
I had a little debate with our colleague Kelly Keegs, who is, I think,
Noted
number one.
Swiftie, yeah.
Noted Swiftie. Very funny. Love working with her. Taylor's the problem. I mean, didn't she have that as a lyric too? Like,
Yeah, it's me.
Hi, it's me. I'm the problem.
She
It's me.
is the problem. She is emotionally not vulnerable enough. So every time she breaks up and everyone's like, oh my God, it's so sad. No. Taylor's the problem.
Of course she is. Yeah, she did admit it, but this is a good thing. I'm telling you, if you're a fan of music, having a Taylor Swift break, you know what? It's about to be another sad girl autumn.
That's fine.
It's gonna be great.
I like Taylor
The
Swift.
leaves are gonna turn.
What's that mean for the summer?
It means single girl. You know what we
Single
should
girl
do?
summer.
What we should do is
That's fun.
We should try to get Billy with Taylor Swift and just have Billy break her heart so we can get more bangers.
Mm-hmm.
On the drive to the 405, we spent like 2 hours talking about ways we'd be terrible boyfriends to Taylor Swift to make her have the best album.
Yeah, just like completely emotionally neglect her and just drive her insane.
See, I think she does that to her boyfriends.
No, but we'd play it back.
You know what?
You'd fall in love and
We'd
then
reverse-
she'd break your heart.
No, like
And then
leave her
she'd spin it.
at the date and don't pay the bill.
Start dating her mom.
You're just being a scumbag.
Yeah,
yeah.
but
No,
like,
yeah,
that
no.
makes
Somebody
good
should
music.
be. You should be a scumbag to Taylor. I'm going to call her right now. She's going to date Pete Davidson. It's going to happen.
That's kind of tacky for her.
Nah, I think
She
but
went from a British actor.
single girl summer. He's the perfect rebound.
Maybe
for her.
hook up, not date.
She'll be photographed.
Yeah,
with Pete Davidson.
she's not going to date. She's not going to date.
You know what we should do? This will be our viral clip for this show. All right, who you got? Taylor Swift or Beyonce? It's Taylor Swift easy.
Nah.
It's so
Bay.
easy.
It's all Bay.
So easily.
That
scared of the
that
Bayhive.
Coachella performance, Taylor can never.
You can't. No one can name a single Beyonce song.
Lemonade.
Single ladies.
Who runs the world?
I'm just trying to get people mad at
Girls.
us online.
Girls.
No, you guys.
Girls.
No one knows a single Beyonce song, right?
No idea.
No idea.
Isn't she like old?
Yeah, she's super old. Taylor Swift, much better vocalist.
Wait, is single ladies Rihanna or Beyonce?
It's Beyonce.
Yeah.
To the
Yeah,
left,
that-
to the left.
All
the singles. Oh. If I was a boy.
All these single ladies. No, wait, no. Is that it?
Yeah, all the
Single
single
ladies. All these single ladies.
Under-
All these single ladies.
under my-
It's all
All
one
these single
song.
Ladies.
Under my umbrella, Ella.
That's Rihanna.
That's Rihanna.
Hey.
Don't. Rihanna trumps all. Of them.
I'm aware, Hank. We're trying to go fucking viral here.
I will say it's a legacy tour right now for Taylor Swift. She's in the middle of her tour right now. She's
Yeah.
in Tampa this weekend, New York, I
See,
think
that's
end
what
of
I'm
May. So
saying.
like
She's
maybe
not-
the fans this weekend who are going will just get like an extra banger.
Here's my point. I like Taylor Swift. I don't want the Swifties to come after me. I know they're very passionate. I just like she clearly is, breaking up with these guys and then having everyone be like, oh, poor Taylor. She is not letting herself become emotionally vulnerable and finding love. Love should trump all. And it's fine. If she wants her career over love, that's great. But don't cry me a river when you're like, 70 years old by yourself, Taylor. Not that she will be.
No, I mean,
I'm very scared of the Swifties. Very scared. If you can tell, I'm couching all my language here.
I don't know who out there would disagree with you about that because
Kelly Keegs did.
She's very clearly, it's tough, probably tough to date Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
She's just too tall.
Mm-hmm.
Lana Del Rey is the true GOAT, though.
That was unnecessary, Big Cat.
Lana Del Rey?
I love Lana Del Rey. She just got engaged.
Oh, no.
Yeah, she had a breakup.
Damn.
She just dropped a new album that was killer after the breakup.
Mm-hmm.
There's a tunnel under Oceans Boulevard.
You know what?
Sick.
In the spirit of solidarity amongst dudes, I'm sick of dudes having their hearts broken by Taylor Swift.
That's what I'm saying.
As guys, we should all band together and say we should go on strike from dating Taylor Swift.
Well, and the Swifties are so strong, like it's kind of a joke, but there's definitely has such a big fan base, even if it's 1% of 1% of the diehards that are like Taylor Swift broke up with her boyfriend, I'm breaking up with mine. Like that 100% has happened all over the world.
Yes.
Yeah. So likewise, all dudes, if you're a real dude, you're not dating Taylor Swift this summer.
I stand with what's his name?
Joe Alwyn.
Joe Alwyn. He's gonna release the best movie of all time.
Yeah.
There you go. Go Joe Alwyn, go. I just found out who you were like 2 days ago, but I've been a big fan for life.
I didn't even know his name. I just wrote Taylor Swift and her boyfriend broke up.
It's just sad that walk down Cornelia Street will never happen again.
No. All right, your cool throne?
My cool throne is John Rahm's dad.
Yeah, Hank, you're stealing all of mine.
Oh, my bad.
That was going to be my cool throne.
Sorry.
Today.
Whoops, you killed him.
Can I take it?
You killed him.
Go, I got another one. I have another one.
So cool throne is John Rahm's dad. Turns out still very much alive. So shout out John Rahm's dad.
Think he hugged him right after the Masters.
He did. So I got confused because Jim Nantz was talking about how it was Seve Ballesteros' birthday. Seve, obviously, major champion, Spanish golf icon. And I was probably looking between screens at the time, and my brain morphed that all into one story. So John Rahm's dad still very much alive. Early front runner for still alive person of the year.
You Florio'd him.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Florio's with Terry Bradshaw.
He killed Terry Bradshaw.
At some point when Terry Bradshaw dies, Florio will have been the first to report it.
That's true.
Hopefully Mr. Rahm has a long life ahead of him. Can see his son win several more green jackets.
Yeah.
But still, allow us to be the first to report that John Rahm's dad is not dead.
No, allow us to be the first to congratulate John Rahm's dad on not being dead.
Yeah, congrats.
Yes,
you did
that's
it.
a huge thing.
You did it.
A lot of people die all the time. You didn't.
Yep.
So think about that. Survivor
Yeah, absolutely. Tough as nails.
of fake deaths, as reported by this podcast. He survived that shit.
Yep.
Okay.
My other cool throne was baseball.
Yeah.
The pitch clock has been great. I've been a pretty
Awesome.
known baseball hater probably since the existence of this podcast. I played it a lot growing up. Got super bored watching it as I got older, but I'm getting into it. I like the speed of the games. It makes it a lot more watchable.
Awesome.
I've watched more baseball this spring than probably the entire last 2 years combined.
They also changed another rule that goes along with the pitch clock rule, which is they're extending beer sales into the 8th inning now, which is huge because the game moves so much faster.
Yeah.
People were getting cut off earlier. Now, you could also make the argument that, well, the 8th and 9th innings go by faster, so they should cut off the beer sales earlier because
Not
the
us.
same thing, not us. We would not make that argument. But I think the Brewers were the first team to extend beer sales
Makes sense.
into
Wisconsin.
the 8th inning. So have you ever seen that list when they do
Oh, yeah.
like the 20 drunkest cities and towns in America, and I think like 14 or 15 of them are in Wisconsin.
Yeah, no, they do like a heat map of like the drunkest people in America, and it's like bright red in all of Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Do you know that people from Wisconsin aren't allowed to compete in like a bunch of Mexican beer chugging competitions? When you go down there, it's just like there's signs, no one from Wisconsin.
I think that's a joke, but yeah.
No, I saw
Oh.
a picture of the sign.
But it's like a resort joke.
Yeah.
No, it's
Right.
real. No, it's
Okay,
they have like licensing, and it's a rule. It's a regulated body.
I don't know if Wisconsin still has this law, but for the longest time, the law was if you're with your parent, you can drink in the bar.
Yeah.
I think it was over 18, you could drink in the bar with your parent. Under 18, you could be in the bar with your parent.
Yeah, so in Texas, I was a bartender down there for a little bit. You might have seen me in the Roadhouse commercial, but the law was that you can serve a drink to a kid as long as their parent orders it. So you can serve it to the parent, and then the parent can then hand
Give it
the
to the
drink
kid, yeah.
to the child, and then they can drink at
How
the
it
bar.
should be done.
Yep.
How it should be done. What were you talking about? Oh, the baseball. Baseball is awesome. It goes by so much faster. The game has, what does it feel like? 20 years that we've been talking about how to fix baseball, and the answer's been steroids. But now they figured it out that you don't have to just do steroids.
Yeah, you can just make the bases slightly larger
and just go faster.
Yep.
But going
Devil
to the
Rays,
game,
greatest team in MLB history.
The what Rays?
Devil Rays.
Who
I respect history.
who picked them?
That was my cool throw. So they're 10-0 right now. Two teams have gone 13-0. That's the record they're going for.
They're my World Series team.
Yeah.
I put a future on them.
Let's go.
Let's go Rays.
We probably just jinxed them. They're probably going to lose tonight. They're playing the Red Sox. Maybe Hank did that on purpose.
I also put a future on the Cubs at 100-1, but whatever.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna. No. All right, never mind. I've talked myself into the Cubs being scrappy enough to make the playoffs.
They're gonna be sneaky, not bad.
But I've now upgraded them to sneaky might make the playoffs.
I like that.
We've gone up the ladder.
I like tuning in and catching a stray Blue Jays game every now and again, just because of all the Suns they have on that team.
Yeah,
and they've got. I don't know if Biggio is starting for the Blue Jays right now, Cavan. But I saw him the other day. There was a highlight of him leaning into pitches. So they show, how they do the overlay of like Bo Bichette and Dante Bichette and like all the Suns, the Guerrero comparison where they show the swings back to back. They showed Cavan Biggio leaning into a pitch just like his dad used to do.
Awesome.
He's going to be the next great player to get hit by pitches because his dad was fucking elite at it.
I love it. What were you going to say, Billy?
I was just gonna say going to the game now, kind of since it's shorter. Like I used to like how a baseball game used to be a whole day activity.
Oh, see, I like that it's like a 2.5 hour game is perfect.
It was just like a good excuse to like get away.
You just got to drink more beforehand.
Yeah.
That's all.
You got to get drunker.
Spend more time at the bar before the game.
Also, the Cubs have the beer bats this year, which is sick. If you put beer in a bat, I'm going to drink it.
Also, I was going to use this as one of my cool thrones, but the Orioles, they are a team of destiny vibes because they have the dong bong. So I don't know if you guys seen this. After they hit a home run, they come back in the dugout and they have a beer bong filled with water, and you hit the dong bong. It's all
that.
like that is.
That's incredible.
I'm also. I don't.
That's like the turnover chain was great, and then everyone's going to try and copy it. It's not going to be as great, but the dong bong
The dong bong is fantastic. I
unbelievable.
don't want to pick on anyone in this room, but if I were going to, I'd say Philadelphia is a joke of a city for not being able to come up with the dong bong first. They win the World Series with the dong bong last year.
Oh, I thought you were going to say because they did a ring
dong
ceremony
bong.
for coming in
Whoa.
second place
Wait,
last
what?
year.
I didn't know that.
They did a ring ceremony.
Yeah, they gave everybody rings. And on the ring, Big Cat, you know how like when you win the World Series, I mean, Hank, you can probably relate to this. Big Cat, you can relate to this.
Yep.
Because we've all won World Series recently. On the World Series ring, they typically have the scores of the games of the World Series. In this instance, they have the scores of all the games in the NLCS.
Oh,
that
so
they
not
won.
the no-hitter?
There's no way this is a new thing. There's definitely teams that have done this. Like,
I
winning
legit
the
got
pennant
sent.
is
I
the
thought it was
thing.
like I thought it was like, oh, this is a funny fake thing.
No, that's-
ha ha ha.
Yeah, you
I
should-
didn't even give it any
It's an
mind.
Onion article.
You want a pennant, not a ring.
Yeah.
You should have
I get
a
it.
pennant. There
I
should
get
be,
it.
There should be a pennant ceremony.
There's no. I need to do some research because I
All right, do
haven't
some
done
research.
any.
Do some
but
research.
I know for certain that this is just a normal thing that all of a sudden this year people are trying to make a big deal.
I wouldn't know
Okay,
because
We
Max.
would have talked about it if any other team did a
False.
second
Max,
place ring
False.
ceremony.
Max. All right, I have a couple questions for you, Max. True or false? You guys win the World Series with the dong bong.
I don't. We.
True
I
or
don't-
false? You probably win the
No,
World
well,
Series
they
with the
had-
dong bong.
They had the Red Sox.
let me
They
just-
had the Red
false.
Sox rally
No,
song.
True. True or false? The dong bong should have been
Sorry for
something that
yelling.
happened in Philadelphia first.
Yeah, probably
True or false? You got no hit in the World Series.
false.
Okay.
True or false?
no,
True or false? You stole the Red Sox rally song for your team. You
True,
couldn't even
did it
have
better,
an
though.
original one.
it was
No, that's
it
true.
wasn't a no hitter. It was a zero hitter. We've established that.
But yeah, the dong bong rules. You guys should all check it out. The Orioles are a very fun young team that has like. It's always awesome whenever a franchise that hasn't been good for a very long time has like all their good prospects seem to come up at the same time. That's the Orioles right now. Adley Rushman's awesome. That's all I got.
My hot seat is bars. Putting bars on the hot seat because YouTube just announced how much it was going to cost to do the Sunday ticket next year.
Oh.
So it's moving forward. If you have YouTube TV, it's going to be $349 for a season, $389 for a season if you bundle it with Red Zone. So
Billy, that's a steal.
it's actually not that much different than the DirecTV prices from the years before. But where it's going to get crazy for bars is, I don't know if you guys know many bar owners or bar managers.
Yeah, no, it sucks for them.
They're going to have to figure out how to get YouTube on all their TVs at once, and
Yes.
they are going to be completely lost week 1 of next year. What's that, Hank?
Well, no, brings up a good point. Do they have to have 8 accounts? Is there going to be because couldn't you then hypothetically do that in your own house
With multiple TVs?
Bars have to pay a different, like when bars buy DirecTV, they have to pay a different price than everyone else.
Because they're broadcasting for multiple people at
Right,
once. Yeah.
right.
So if you're an industrious young person out there and you're thinking of maybe how you can make money next year, just show up like 2 hours early to a bar on Sundays and be like, I'll be your YouTube TV consultant, and I'll figure out how to get all these games and all these TVs. Because bar owners, week 1, it's going to be a shit show.
What was the price?
It's $349 per season, $249 if you purchase before June 6th, and then $389.
Billy, that's like
$289 early if you bundle it with Red Zone.
My math isn't exactly right because obviously there's some weird, like, the Germany game, and then there'll be like the Saturday games, but it comes out to about like $1.30 a game, which is the greatest deal of all time.
Yeah.
But I thought I dropped the 80 for the YouTube TV, and I had all the games, I feel like. Or I'm totally wrong on that?
You might have just been doing streams.
Yeah.
Bleep that out. People get mad if you give up their shady streaming service.
You had the local. You have whatever's like on CBS or Fox, which is one game.
There really is
sometimes
nothing
two.
like the war to X out all the pop-up ads when you get one of those streams.
Oh, yeah.
You just got to go so fast.
Yeah.
And you're like, fuck.
And then you got the chat on the side.
Yeah.
The old school Justin TV guys know about the chat on the side. We were watching a San Diego Padres game in Lake Charles, and it was using one of those streaming things, and it had just a giant black stripe across the center. You couldn't even see the batter or the pitcher or the catcher. You were just going off like where the camera was falling. Watching a walk-off home run with a giant black stripe across the center of the screen was electric.
Yeah,
it was so fun. The other big problem with this is going to be that I think recurring guest Warren Sharp pointed this out. YouTube, their streaming service, is about 54 seconds behind. It's got a lag behind reality. So people are going to be watching on all different. Yeah, shit's going to get spoiled. We got to figure this out.
We thought that with Amazon Prime Thursday nights. That wasn't really the case. So maybe they'll fix it.
But there was no other people couldn't.
But you can still watch these games.
locally.
Yeah, but sometimes streams were still ahead.
But if everyone is on the same stream, it doesn't matter. What he's saying is like you can watch your local team on regular TV.
Yeah.
And YouTube TV's behind.
Yeah.
And so it's
gonna be a problem.
Yeah. It's going to be the most chaotic
That's how I
week one
used
ever.
to, when we first moved to New York, I used to watch Bears games on my Xbox, and it was like I'd be like a series, like a full set of downs behind.
Yeah, so it's going to be crazy. The week one, if I'm so dumb though that if I see this, I'm going to watch the local game and I'm going to think I have an edge in live betting.
No.
Be like, well, it hasn't gone out on YouTube yet.
Yeah. Fuck. Okay.
This sucks
Okay.
live betting.
All right. All right. My hot seat is UGA 11. So I don't know if you guys saw UGA 10, also known as K, QUE, has retired. So UGA 10 is the greatest UGA of all time. UGA 10 won back-to-back national titles. UGA 10 went 84-15 as the mascot of the Georgia Bulldogs.
It also evaded Bevo the Longhorn.
He also evaded Bevo the Longhorn. The only other UGA that could be potentially in the GOAT debate is UGA 3, who went 71-32 and also won a national title. But I think it's UGA 10 in a route. Now UGA 11, like how do you follow UGA 10?
They have to clone UGA 10.
It's crazy. UGA 10 was the GOAT UGA mascot. He saw the greatest years of Georgia football. I also just started going down a little rabbit hole of the UGAs. UGA, let's see, 8. That was a sad one. He went 4-2 and then
I remember,
got cancer. And his epitaph on they all have like their gravestones, I think, in the stadium. His was just he never had a chance, which is pretty sad. It's pretty sad. UGA 4. Not in the GOAT debate, but still a very good UGA. He was the dog of the decade. That's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
Because he went from 81 to 90. What was the other one that was great? I believe it was UGA 5 was the one who bit the Auburn player.
Yeah,
so
that
there's
was a good
some
dog.
notable UGAs out there. And there was also Ugga 1 was just damn good dog.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Like that was great. And then Ugga 2 is not bad for a dog.
Oh, that's so mean to Ugga too.
Yeah.
Like
but,
what that you can't follow up with damn good dog. You can't have he was okay.
I just got really sad when I read Ugga 8. He never had a chance. That's brutal.
It's true though. What is he 4-2 though?
4-2.
That's a pretty good record.
Yeah, 4-2.
So he died mid-season.
I think he came in mid-season and died after the season. But yeah, the Ugga 11 has its. I don't know how you follow that.
I'm saying that you have to clone it. You can't just pass the torch immediately. You have to get a hair. You have to get some DNA. Clone Ugga 10 and then run that back.
Yeah, the worst Ugga 1 went almost 50%, a little over 50%, so 53 and 48. You could say he was the worst Ugga overall record wise. He was. Mm-hmm. So that's tough.
Numbers
Ugga
never
1.
lie.
Damn good dog though in his epitaph. All right, my cool throne is white NBA players. So I don't know if you guys saw this.
Dali.
A comedian by the name of Carl Tart joined a random league for fantasy basketball. Carl Tart is an African American. He joined a random league for fantasy basketball and drafted only white guys and won the league.
Wow.
So yeah, pretty impressive.
Well, they can shoot like Joel Embiid.
He had Luka, Tyler Hero, Corey Kispert, Porzingis, Vucevic, Bogdanovic, Sabonis, Valanciunas. I mean, he just all white. Austin Reeves. He didn't have Caruso.
Caruso needs to be on there. I was waiting for Caruso.
T.J. McConnell, Lauri Markkanen on his bench, Dante DiVincenzo on his bench.
You see Kispert?
He had Kispert on his starting lineup.
Yeah, dude, Kispert's shooting the lights out.
Yeah, so shout out Carl Tart. I mean, he won the league.
Yeah, congratulations.
Just a bunch of white dudes.
That's why I never would have thought that would work in basketball.
Yeah.
I did that one year in fantasy football where I had like Danny Woodhead and all those guys, all the white guys. Mm-hmm. Tough to win fantasy football with all white guys, but still I would imagine that it would be much, much harder to win fantasy basketball.
Yes.
Now I need to try to do fantasy hockey league where he has all black guys.
Yeah. PK Subban is retired.
Yep. Yeah, he sure is.
Yeah, okay, all right.
Yeah.
So he's going to try that. Also, COVID is over. So cool throne.
We did it, guys. We did it.
They released a statement being like, it's over.
Sweet.
The White House released a statement being like the national emergency is officially over.
Hell yeah.
I don't know. There has to be at least one fucking loser in like probably New York City who just now is going to leave their house.
Yeah, thank you, Joe.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joe. We appreciate
Finally.
it. There's one Montessori school, I think it's in New York, where they still have the kids that are masked up like 24/7, or at least while they're at school. And at lunchtime, they're not allowed to talk to each other.
Whoa.
They're not allowed to sing happy birthday in class.
Yikes. So we did it.
We did it.
COVID's over.
Yep.
COVID is over.
You're welcome, America.
Yep. Finally wrestled that bitch to the ground. Can't believe it's longest 3 years in terms of like, I don't remember. Someone was talking about the bubble championship in the NBA. It's like, that feels like 100 years
That
ago.
never happened.
Yeah, right.
The bubble championship?
Never happened.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, this is also prime, like all the memories you get from 3 years ago and people doing throwbacks. This was like peak.
Oh, these like last month was when it was the first month of COVID when it was kind of fun.
Yeah.
It was like Snow Day,
Yeah.
Tiger King 2.
all the celebrities singing Imagine
Yeah.
to each
Oh,
other. Actually, that's when COVID really was over.
Yeah, that was.
COVID never had a chance once Wonder Woman started to sing John Lennon.
The first, second week of COVID was actually kind of fun because it was like, this is cool. We don't have to go to
I had a
work.
great time until summer.
Yeah.
Then it was got annoying.
Yeah.
It got bad.
The best part about COVID was I got to watch Game of Thrones all the way through for the very first time. It was worth it. COVID was worth it because that's a great series.
Yeah, I won 3 national titles.
Yeah.
Worth it. All right, Billy.
The dozen started in COVID.
Yeah.
I came back.
Oh, yeah.
Yo!
All right. Go. Fucking COVID.
Okay,
God
I'll go
damn it.
Okay, pros and cons.
Wait, does that
3
mean-
national titles? PFT got to watch Game of Thrones.
Does that mean that Billy's off the show now?
Yeah, that's it. Your watch has ended.
You were, yeah. Thank you, Billy. You got us through 3 tough
You
years
did it,
of
man.
American history.
You did it.
My hot seat's the Dali Lama.
Yeah.
He was being a creep.
He
Being
was.
a creepo. He
Yep.
asked a little kid to suck his tongue. I did the research. It wasn't mistranslation. Nothing got lost in translation. It was just as creepy as it sounded.
Just suck my tongue.
It also, if like he's Dali Lama, how old is Dali Lama?
I think he's 87.
Okay, so like old people when they get to that age, they forget when they're in public or when they have cameras on them. He's definitely asking dudes to suck his tongue in private.
Oh yeah, that's not the first time that it's ever happened before.
He's been asking people to suck his tongue for years.
Yeah.
If the Dalai Lama asked me to suck his tongue, I probably would do it just because, like, what if you get Nirvana?
What is the Dalai Lama?
So the Dalai Lama is
Like I know he's like
for anyone wondering out there,
a guy.
he's the religious leader of Buddhism, Tibetan Buddhism. So
I thought Buddhists can't speak.
No, those are the monks. Those are the monks.
Are monks Buddhists?
Monks are sometimes Buddhist, yes. Mm-hmm. But
Buddhist monks.
Hank, this is crazy. When the Dalai Lama dies, they believe in reincarnation, so they have to go select a new Dalai Lama. It's kind of like Uga, actually. They have to go select a new Dalai Lama, and the way they do it is they get like a bunch of nominees. And
Who's
then the other lamas. The other heads of this religion, and then they put these old artifacts that used to belong to the Dalai Lama in front of the kids, and then the kid has to be like, "Oh, I recognize this thing," and they're like, "Oh, it's the reincarnation of the previous." That's probably exactly what they do with Uga. Actually, they take the old chew toys.
So they put the Dalai Lama's tongue on the table.
So
I would be like, "Oh, I recognize this."
I should get Pitbull in the mix.
That creep tried to do that.
I think that if you're this kid. Much like if the tree at the Masters had fallen on you, you have the best lawsuit of all time on your hands. If I'm this kid, I just demand to become the next Dalai Lama.
Yes.
Like he selected me. That tongue selected me.
That's what I'm saying, though. If the Dalai Lama asked me, I mean, it's a kid, so it's fucked up. But if he asked me, a grown adult, I probably would suck his tongue just to see if I got something out of it.
Yeah.
Like, what if I just had an eternal peace from one tongue?
Maybe we should just look into the whole selecting old people to be leaders of religion for life and make them never have sex because it turns them into creeps. Maybe that could cross a couple different religious platforms.
Wait, hold on.
I'm just saying hypothetically.
Hold on. Are you saying that someone who has like complete and total power and basically never gets second guess might be taking advantage of their power?
I would never say that.
Okay, all right. Never said that.
He also had to note app his apology.
Yeah, that was sad because that was like, dude, I thought that you'd think that the Dalai Lama's got something better than the notes app.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, total creep move, weirdo, and he definitely does it in private. You don't wake up at 86 and however many months he is and be like, today's the day I'm going to see if someone wants to suck my tongue.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to become the Dalai Lama, you would hope that if you
just get chosen.
Yeah, but even
you never had a choice.
If you're chosen as a Dalai Lama and you've achieved eternal life, you've achieved nirvana, you should have a piece of technology that's one step up from like a relief pitcher that gets busted for domestic violence. Mm-hmm. Like the Notes app should not be your go-to at that point.
When was the first Lama?
That's
Buddha.
A good question.
Buddha was the first Lama.
Now, Billy, I have a question for you. When you saw Dalai Lama asking for his tongue to get sucked, how quickly, in a matter of seconds or minutes, if you want to go minutes,
I checked the flight logs.
No, were you like, Joe Biden sniffs hair?
Oh, it was very quick.
It was about 10 seconds.
Right,
it was about 10 seconds.
Yeah, I listen. I know your playbook. I got you.
My Cool Thrones gamers. Turns out a bunch of gamers hacked the Pentagon and got special files.
That feels bad.
Yeah,
that feels not
so,
good.
Like as a joke.
Yeah,
those sound like hackers.
They got into an argument.
Gamers saying?
Well, it was first they found out that
you either die a gamer or you live long enough to become a hacker.
I would imagine most hackers are gamers.
That's true. Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Basically, in a gaming Discord, two gamers got into an argument about political issues. So one of them just hacked the Pentagon and got files that supported his side of the argument.
That's awesome.
And leaked a ton of documents that now have been spread across the world.
Respect.
Yeah, and he won the argument.
Those are our documents.
And I bet you he changed that guy's mind.
He probably did.
Yeah, definitely. That's how all internet arguments end.
Yeah.
You always change the other person's mind when you fight with them online.
Yeah, if you produce enough facts, you eventually the person that you're fighting with, they come over to your side.
Today's the day I'm going to go online and change everyone's mind. Mm-hmm. Says everyone who talks about politics on Twitter every day.
I dare somebody to debate me today on whether or not John Rahm's dad is dead, because I will win that fucking argument.
The 600th tweet about this subject will finally sway them. Mm-hmm. All right, Jake.
My hot seat is parade celebrations. Senator Richard Blumenthal fractured his femur at the Yukon parade.
Oh, no.
After a fellow parade goer tripped and fell on him. He got up and finished the parade, but then got surgery.
How heavy was that person?
Oh, that's a femur. That's a tough bone to break.
Yeah. That doesn't, unless is he weak? Has he got weak femurs?
I don't know.
Got a femur problem?
That was the Democratic update from Jake, Lib of the Year.
Sure. My cool throne is me. I'm putting myself on the cool throne because Elon just tweeted final date for removing legacy blue checks is 420.
That's so funny.
So
Do you get it?
yeah.
So are you going to redouble your blue check? Okay.
But like, you guys might have to do it.
Okay.
All right, yeah. Probably not.
Yeah,
What if you wake up on
you will.
420 or 421?
You
don't have a
already
check, and I'm the only one with a
sold
check.
out,
Billy
PFT.
has a
You'll
check
sell out
now.
again. Once you sell out, you
Wait, did Billy pay for a
sold
check?
out.
Billy just got one.
They forced
Oh,
me.
Bill Hughes paid for a check?
I can explain.
Jesus
Hey,
Christ.
this motherfucker paid
No,
for Twitter.
I did an experiment. I got a grow. You know, those,
It's a bit.
no, it was an experiment.
It's
I wanted to
Ethereum.
see if the the engagements did go down. So I did this experiment where I grew a Sasquatch in a bucket of water. It was like one, those figurines.
Sounds,
that,
yeah,
like,
it sounds
get
very
bigger.
scientific.
Yeah.
So like I did day over day and looked at the engagement for each post. Similar post is just a picture of a thing growing in a bucket, and every time it grew, like people would be like, "Oh, look, progress!" And it was doing consistently through a couple days, and then one day the engagement was terrible on it, and then the
Do you think that's
successive
because
days,
eventually people were like, okay, we get it, Billy's got a figurine in a bucket?
but I kept growing,
So, and then you bought Twitter Blue?
and then I bought Twitter Blue, and the engagement went back up to the numbers it was doing before.
Huh.
So I was like,
I'm not saying I
have to-
won't buy Twitter Blue. I'm saying I'm going to wait to see if he takes it away.
I think
That's what
I didn't want to risk it.
No, that's my point.
Yeah.
It's like I'm gonna just I'll keep playing this game of chicken. If he takes it away and it's like I need this for my job, I will buy it. But I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
I'll play the chicken with him.
I might.
That's fair.
I might just wait to see what the prevailing sentiment online is, and if enough people are making fun of people that buy Twitter Blue, then I won't buy it.
But it does hurt your engagement currently. Like, even though you still have it, the fact that
Yeah.
you're not paying, it hurts your engagement. You guys don't have to worry about that. But like,
Hank did call you a sellout, PFT.
Oh, I know, but somebody forced. Hank also had a blue check mark at one point.
Yeah, and
People forget.
got it taken away instantly.
Yeah, I did that like 3
You
times,
sold out.
and then the last time they
you
did
wanted
it,
the verified mentions tab.
the last time they did it
Your
to me,
Twitter bio
they
was
forced the blue
unverified
check
bad
mark
boy.
on me,
It's okay.
and I
And then we
couldn't
got
get
an
it
email
and I couldn't
asking
get
us
rid of it.
if people wanted to get verified, and you said yes.
I couldn't get rid of it, Hank. I tried so very hard.
They
We'll
mean
see.
nothing though. Instagram used to be the
Instagram you
Instagram
can
was
buy
hard.
now,
Like
too.
it took me a long time to get verified. I tried to go through the proper channels.
Why did you want to get verified on Instagram versus Twitter, Hank?
Chicks.
Okay, well, God damn it, I've been working on this story for 2 years. And he just went and said it.
But now anyone can buy it, so it's worthless.
Yeah,
It used to be worth something.
for chicks.
But it's not even about that. Like,
Right.
I tweeted something yesterday about
Now they're going to think
the
that I
hockey
bought
game,
it, which is
and
actually worse.
I tweeted
Yeah.
something about the hockey game, and I can go past the character limit. It's like
that part
10,
sucks.
10-minute videos.
No, that part sucks.
I
The
can tweet this whole segment.
dude.
Segment.
I like Twitter threads. There's like an illusion to it. Like, what is he gonna say next?
Yeah, but if you're like 20 or 30 over, it's nice.
Very important thread alert.
yeah,
Yeah.
I want to know what. Like, I'm waiting on bated breath. Is he gonna really say that he emotionally cheated on his girlfriend and owes her money? Like, what's gonna happen next?
Yeah, you remember the siren that goes off at the start of a very important thread, and then at the end you can just. My favorite is when you skip the entire thread and just go to the end, and at the end the guy's like, "So therefore, I did not come on my cat."
Yeah, never was near my cat.
I also can post full length 1080p like graphic animal videos.
Okay,
Sick.
that's
Yeah,
probably worth
that
it
was-
then.
That was the
That is
best.
sick. That actually is sick. Okay, good hot seat, cool throne, everyone.
420. That's so funny.
That is so funny. All right, let's get to our interview. We have a great interview. Adam Richman, you might remember Man vs. Food. Guy is electric, has a wealth of knowledge about everything. Had a great time with him in studio. Before we do that, PFT, you got a quick word from one of our sponsors.
Yeah, before we get into this interview with Adam Richman, I want to talk to you guys about Chevy. You know we're truck guys through and through. The Chevy Silverado has been a partner with unstoppable grit and determination. It is our MVT, our most valuable truck. And now, big news. The first ever all-electric Silverado joins the franchise. We got the chance to see it. We did a commercial shoot with it at the Super Bowl. This truck is amazing. It's a game changer. It's available 400-mile range, GM estimated on a full charge. It's over 10 feet in length in the bed with a multi-flex tailgate, which is incredible, and it's got the multi-flex midgate on it as well. This is just the best truck that you've ever seen. It's got a 17-inch diagonal display screen on the center console. It can tow up to 10,000 pounds of max towing. 0 to 60 in under 4.5 seconds with WOW mode. That is an awesome truck. I'm going to ask Chevy if I can have an electric Silverado. I got a big move coming up, Chevy. Hook your boy up with an electric Silverado. I will get across the country in that bad boy. Go over to Chevy.com to learn more. It's 785 foot-pounds of torque. This thing is a monster, and it looks awesome. It's the best-looking truck that I've ever seen in my life. Go check it out, Chevy.com, learn more. And now here's Adam Richman.
Okay, we now welcome on a very special guest. It is Adam Richman. You may remember him from Man vs. Food. He is now on the History Channel, and he has a bunch of new shows.
Yeah.
Watch the Food That Built America. You have watched is it Toys That Built America as well?
I did Toys That Built America, 2 seasons of that. Sunday nights, 9/8 Central is Food That Built America. Mondays at 10 with Peyton Manning. It's called The Greatest of All Time. And Rebels That Built America is coming up.
That's awesome because I was reading all the things you're doing right now. I was like, these all sound like shows I want to watch.
Thank you, man. Yeah, they definitely don't suck. Like most people, I dig history, but when it's these really cheesy AV Squad reenactments where everything feels like the Hall of Presidents at Disney World or whatever, no one learns anything and everyone just kind of tunes that garbage out. And to actually be part of a show where that's kind of gritty and real, and you see Dr. Kellogg giving his brother orders through the bathroom door while he's dropping a deuce. I was like, hell yes, this is real. This is the real shit. And that's really what happened.
So what's your, from all your History Channel stuff that you've been doing, working on, what's your favorite story or episode that you've done thus far?
That's a great question. This season is actually really dope because, and fitting that I'm here with my fellow Stoolies, that, we go into sporting goods a little bit. And people are like, well, why is it in Food That Built America? People don't realize Wilson, Rawlings, they all started because of the surplus leather that they had at slaughterhouses.
Oh.
In fact, the milk bone started because of surplus milk at a slaughterhouse. The same inventor that would go on to invent margarine and unleaded gasoline got a bunch of milk, dehydrated it, saw that his dogs were kind of into it, made a biscuit, they couldn't give a shit. He molded it into the shape of a bone and they almost took his fingers off. And that was the milk bone. But I think that the thing with the sporting goods episode, I didn't realize that fans used to think that players were kind of like pussies if they wore gloves and they didn't catch the ball barehanded. So guys were buying work gloves, putting cotton wadding in them and painting them flesh tone with fingernails on it so it looked like they were catching it.
Way.
And I was like, screw tradition. Hockey was traditionally played without helmets. Doesn't make it a good idea.
Yeah.
But I also love, and we were talking about your incredibly delicious coffee. Not paid to say it yet. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no,
not
we
paid
could
to say it.
Get you paid.
I'm breaking stones. But the thing is, we were talking about the name, and that's the thing I love this season. We talk about Chick-fil-A and Popeyes. And I never really knew the story. I never knew that Chick-fil-A started as a menu item at Waffle House.
Oh.
I never knew that Popeye actually, the Big Al who created it, he actually got sued by, the whole Mel Blanc thing. And he said, no. It's about Popeye Doyle, the Gene Hackman character in French Connection. What? He's like, yeah, that's it. Same thing with Curtis Candies. Babe Ruth tried to sue him for the candy bar. He's like, no. Baby Ruth is about Grover Cleveland's baby daughter, Ruth.
Oh, my God. That's smart. Genius.
And I didn't even know this. One of the cats, this is from this season. The peanut butter episode is really, really, really good. And not just for single guys who have a dog. I'm saying that the peanut butter episode is actually really kind of enlightening, and that one of the dudes who built Peter Pan was screwed over by the government and by his partner, and he pivoted and created Skippy. And to this day, he has never paid the J.M. Barrie estate one freaking penny for the name Peter Pan.
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
Awesome. Yeah, good for that guy.
Right?
Isn't there a crazy story behind how cornflakes were invented too?
100%. And it involves the Kellogg's, the one guy dropping a dookie while his brother's talking, but it's the truth. Dr. Kellogg had the Battle Creek Sanitarium in Michigan, and it wasn't like sanitarium meaning people losing their
tuberculosis?
sanitary. But it was meant to be like a place to go for wellness. And he also had like his fixations against red meat, masturbation, the whole thing. In fact, there's a movie called The Road to Wellville where Anthony Hopkins plays that kind of character. But anyway, and he would make them do marches. Anyway, the short version is this. His younger brother, the younger Kellogg, was the real innovator. And they would make this kind of mush, this sort of grain mush, like this paste. Well, some of it had been left on a roller overnight. And he cranked it in the morning when it was dry and it made these flakes and people loved it more. So he said, screw it, happy accident, let's keep making it. And people were loving it. Well, there was one executive named C.W. Post whose company sent him there to like chill out and not be an angst-ridden fuck. And can I say that?
Yeah, you can
Thank
say whatever you want.
Sorry, and I
Bitch.
apologize to A&E Network. Y'all know how we do. And and so C.W. Post stole the formula and he created Postum. And there was this big race. And actually between the two Kellogg's, that's how we created Corn Flakes. The K was actually from his signature. Coca-Cola, that's the accountant's signature. And it's kind of wild when you see these like little tiny things that like I never knew. Like I never knew before doing this show that Hydrox not only came out before the Oreo, but the name comes because they wanted to try to evoke purity because they had been fired from Nabisco. And these guys were like, screw you guys. And they wanted to evoke purity. So they took water, hydrogen, and oxygen became Hydrox. And like this season is like I think
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I just always don't know them as shitty Oreos.
right. Exactly.
Yeah, right.
And they were the first ones.
It's like the NIT versus the NCAA
Yeah, right.
tournament.
But this is like all these things that happen out of accident.
They were the Kwame Brown of Oreos.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, be
right.
careful.
God,
Kwame's
goddamn.
gonna come after you.
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah.
He goes after
He's about
everyone.
that life.
Yeah.
You don't
Really?
want to fuck with
Yeah,
Kwame.
no, that actually be a
apologize.
beef that I'd like to see.
No,
Adam
I would like to
Richman versus
formally
No, you've already
apologize.
crossed the line. You crossed the line.
Apology.
Oh, wait. How about the rapper Kwame with the polka
No,
dots?
no. Listen, we'll hop in with you.
No, I'm on Kwame's side.
No, Kwame Brown is Hydrox.
Oh my
I'll be in
God.
there with you. We'll
No,
go back to back.
Kwame-
Can I go Brady Quinn? Can I go Colt McCoy?
Yeah.
With cornflakes, I've always wondered about those because when they came out, people were like, "God damn, these things are delicious." But cornflakes objectively suck, don't they?
They have about 4 seconds where it's kind of like Big League Chew, right?
Yeah.
And even that's like the sickest story. It's actually fitting to talk about it. That was in I had done a show for History Channel called Adam Eats the 80s. But even Big League Chew, that was a relief pitcher for the Portland Mavericks, owned by Bing Russell, whose 16-year-old son Kurt Russell played for the team. There's that movie Battered Bastards of Baseball is about it. But this dude saw a bat boy chewing some like shredded black stuff, and he knew his mom. He's like, Todd, I'm going to break your arm. What are you doing? Your mom would kick your ass if she knew you were chewing tobacco. He's like, no, it's licorice. I shredded licorice. And that's where they had the idea about, they said, why did you do that? He said, I want to feel like I'm in the big leagues. And then so this one guy, Bob Nelson, whichever you call him, they call him Nelly, turns to Jim Bouton, may rest in peace, and former Yankee pitcher, says, what about shredded chewing gum? What would you call it? He goes, I don't know, Big League Chew. And they made the first batch in the kitchen of a lady named Candy Field. She's still alive. She still lives in Portland. And her son is Todd Field, who just directed Tar, the one from Cape Blanchett. He directed In the Bedroom. It's the crazy, all these like stories about the food is nuts.
That's amazing.
But when cornflakes came out, was it a revelation where people were like, oh my God, was food so bad in America at that time that this was like a holy shit moment?
Like flakes, 100%. Well, because remember, back in the day, most breakfasts were usually leftovers. The idea of a breakfast industry was really not heard of, and like food safety. The crazy thing is that it wasn't until the 80s, which we really hit in this season with like, Reagan said you could advertise directly to children, and you had like this arms race between General Mills and Kellogg's. So suddenly General Mills does Cheerios. Kellogg's has this crappy cereal called OKs, where the pieces are O's and K's. So the guy says, screw this. William Lamoff says, no more K's. Let's just do the O's and let's make them fruit flavored. He chooses the toucan. Ironically enough, a toucan has no sense of smell, but because of the colored loops. And what's crazy is Fruit Loops don't have an individual taste. Your mind makes you think that the orange tastes like orange, and the yellow tastes like lemon or banana.
No, that's not true.
They're all bullshit. They all taste the
Now,
exact
next you're
same.
going to tell us that green M&Ms don't make you horny.
I mean, they make me horny.
Yeah,
so
they
I
do.
can't.
They
Well, not
absolutely do.
anymore.
It's scientific fact.
Why?
They nerfed her.
Yeah, they
took
did.
away her high heels and her butt.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like that's only if you're like rubbing one out to the actual animated M&M. But if
Wait,
you're out there,
who would do that?
No.
I don't know, man. I've been
Gross,
seeing
man.
some like newscasters get pretty
Weirdo.
salty. Like, we want our go-go boots on our faceless
Give me my
candy.
fucking hot M&M back, and then give me the Lola bunny with the ass.
So how do you have all these facts in your head now? Because this you know everything.
It's very thoughtful of you to say that, man. I guess, I really love like the culinary anthropology of it. And the thing is, I'm a third generation American. My grandparents came here with neither pot to piss in nor window to throw it out of. And you read about like the woman who ran Totino's, right? She and her husband had like so many jobs. She busted her ass. She actually, this is a true story. She wanted a loan for a pizzeria. No one in America knew what a pizza was. She had to make a pizza, bring it to the guy at the bank for him to try the pizza to get the loan.
That must have blown his mind.
Right? Exactly. Now, like in that movie Yesterday, like imagine being the first fucking person to hear someone play Let It Be.
Yeah.
Like the first person to try pizza. So he naturally writes her a loan, but people forget. She was so poor during the Depression, she used to hide and go back in her schoolyard after everyone left to find orange peels to eat the little bit of pulp off of. That's how hungry she was. And she went on to become the very first executive in the entire history of, I believe it was either Pillsbury or General Mills at that point, and made millions of dollars on this. In fact, everything, even the Gino's pizza roll became like under the Totino's brand. And it's just this, like, I guess I really love like the individual stories. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't
they're
know that
fascinating.
Famous Amos discovered Simon and Garfunkel, or that he was an agent with William Morris.
I didn't either.
That he got the first three people that cut him a check to open the first Famous Amos store at that sketchy end of Sunset, like the eastern end of Sunset where shit gets a little real. It's like, it was Helen Reddy, Marvin Gaye, and everyone's favorite mixologist, Bill Cosby.
Oh, man.
Wrote him a check for the cookies.
That's crazy.
That is wild.
Isn't it nuts?
Yeah. I mean, you've already blown my mind like 7 times
Yeah.
with the facts that you've just dropped
Thanks,
on
man.
us. So I'm looking forward to watching that. What would you say would be the one food, if you were to like zoom in on one, that really represents America?
Ooh, what a great question.
Great question.
Thank you.
The
Lo mein.
microwavable dinner.
Oh.
Okay, yeah. TV
Because
dinners.
the 80s was such a shift. Remember, we had Reaganomics, so it was a switch to supply side economics. Tons of money floods the market. First decade that has two parents working, so you have latchkey kids able to let themselves in.
Cocaine?
You have an
Cocaine,
right,
yeah,
big shoulder
that did
pads.
happen, yeah.
Big shoulder pads in
Yeah,
Miami Vice,
yeah,
exactly
yeah,
right.
Hair, crazy hair.
Crazy hair, right. So then the other thing is you have advertisers advertising directly to children. You now have a kind of modality that the kids can cook with. Like parents didn't want kids working with flame and knives and stuff, but a microwave, you put the damn thing in, you press a couple buttons. So a latchkey kid suddenly had agency and could say, I want to eat this, I want to eat that. So the microwave technology changed it. And I feel that like the microwave dinner, as it has changed, like as certain flavors, like back in the day, as like a little fat fucking Brooklyn, my mom would buy Stouffer's Lean Cuisine because she was working a bunch of jobs and it was just easy, and she knew calorically I wasn't really pummeling my body with garbage. But now you find like all tortellini and artichoke bottoms and curries and all kinds of things.
It's incredible.
And it's a direct correlation to where American tastes are at the time. Like Swanson only created the turkey dinner because there was a surplus of turkeys. He had too many turkeys and didn't know what to do with it.
Yeah, isn't it true? Like, I listened to an interview. I think it was our guy Eddie who did it with Dog Walk. He interviewed a guy who was a butcher, and he said that like ham used to be the meat, and then turkey just completely took over for ham sometime in the last like 20 years.
Well, you know how it is. It's like the funniest thing is we did an episode early in March called Flight of the Buffalo Wing, right? And everyone always assumes it's the Anchor Bar in Buffalo. We come to find there was a black man named John Young who lived on Jefferson, which was essentially the Black Main Street in Buffalo. He was doing a version of what people in D.C. know as the mumbo sauce wing.
Yeah.
So if you're going to compare, like the hot wing is hot, sour, butter, whereas hot, sour, sweet is the mumbo sauce wing. And then when racial violence gripped Buffalo, he and his family went to Tulsa and then Chicago, and then the Bellissimos got the credit. But what's even crazier is that wings were considered shit. Wings were the thing you used for a soup, the things you used for a sauce.
Right.
No one wanted it. And then this simple thing made it this incredible bar snack, and it never was a big thing. Like you were talking about that ham turkey substitution. As we learn more things, when I grew up, people were eating veal, no one cared. Then suddenly this cruelty thing and our knowledge of veal changed, and then we wanted a different protein. And I think, I don't know, I think what's also crazy is to see how we've been manipulated.
Yeah.
There's an episode about booze, and we talk about the Moscow Mule. And what's crazy is this guy's like, how in the fuck do I sell a Russian spirit to America in the middle of the Cold War? And so he goes to a bar in Hollywood. The owner of the bar is making his own ginger beer. And he's also just started hanging out, dating, sleeping with this actress who's just inherited a copper mine and a copper fortune. So he says, listen, let's make the drink with your ginger beer, your copper mugs, my vodka, and a lime, and then we're going to make this thing. And he was one of the first people to have one of those Instamatic Polaroids. So he would go to all the bars in Hollywood going, I'll give you a picture that you could take home to your wife if you try serving my drink.
It's wild. Yeah, things change just based on how they're being marketed. If there's a good marketing firm behind it, like you'll buy anything, and you won't even know that's why you're doing it. It's crazy. Like I read that lobsters used to be peasant food.
100%.
Like lobster was served to prisoners.
100%.
Why did that change? I forget the story.
Well, the
behind
funny thing was, is even a law on the books in Maine that you can't feed lobster to prisoners more than 3 times a week. So they're essentially cockroaches. They are.
Yeah.
They have the exact same neurological system as a cockroach. And they used to just wash up in mounds. And that's exactly why they were considered poor people food. Like, I'm from Brooklyn. You drive over the Bell Parkway and you would see people fishing off the Bell Parkway, and people would go, oh, how ghetto, how gross, how whatever. It's like, they're not paying for dinner tonight. How ghetto is that?
Right.
But the thing was, because it was so plentiful and because it was understood to sort of be a bug of the ocean, no one cared about it. Once it became less available, and once other chefs started going, oh, this is a really delicate, flavorful.
They gentrified
meat,
bugs.
Yeah.
They gentrified bugs. You're not wrong. And that's kind of the crazy thing. And now it's a felony to rob someone's lobster pot.
Yeah.
And there's a rule, you have to make the door of a lobster pot biodegradable. So if a lobster goes into an abandoned pot, it's not like a death sentence, they can still get out. But it's this deeply beloved thing, but it's a really cool thing that you know that. And it's even wild when you begin to realize how like for example, Pepsi folded before World War II because Coke got the contract for sugar. And it was only after the war that someone revitalized the PepsiCo brand. Herman Lay said that potato chips were an essential thing, and he got the contract, and a bunch of chip manufacturers went down. Hector Boiardi, spelled Boiardi, who then, of course, changed it to Boyardee.
Yeah.
He used his canning stuff to make rations for the U.S. Armed Forces in World War II. So you begin to see, how the little historical things change.
That's crazy. It's fascinating. So, in terms of your career, how Man vs. Food? I know that's a thing of your past, but we all loved it.
Thank you, man.
Well, loved the show.
Thank you, bro.
I actually got upset with you when you lost all that weight. I just wanted to get that out in the open. I did write a blog being like, "Fuck Adam Richman. Why'd he lose all this weight?" Like, you were supposed to be the guy that we all looked up to because you had the dream job. So, bygones be bygones on that. But yeah, I was.
Was
upset.
it that because I was still eating? I just wasn't eating like that while I was losing weight.
Yeah, I just remember you took a cover photo.
Well, no, I took a centerfold, but that wasn't why. So they have a thing in Manchester at Old Trafford where Manchester United plays every 2 years called Soccer Aid. And it's celebrities and former pros from England versus celebrities and former pros from the rest of the world playing soccer on the pitch, like on television. And I played a whole bunch in my youth. And so I dieted for 2 years with the sole goal of playing for Soccer Aid. So that was my goal. It wasn't about fat shaming. It wasn't about.
No, I know it wasn't. I was a stupid blog. I was just like, you have the dream job. Go back and eat. Because I used to watch your show and be like, that looks like an awesome place.
Well, that was the
that
dope
looks
thing.
like an awesome place.
Well, that was the thing. Even while filming Man vs. Food and Man vs. Food Nation, when I had that kind of discipline, it made me aware, of how many calories those things were. But my cheat meals were built into my schedule.
Yeah.
So I'd work out, I'd do a shake, and then go to a place and have because I knew basically I would take a bite in like 3 different focal lengths. They would do a 2-shot of me and the chef, one where they would follow the burrito up from the plate, one where it's a wide shot of me biting the burrito, and one of me doing it and then like jizzing and like, oh, it's so good afterwards. So I knew that I had at least 4 bites. So generally speaking, if you're keeping a low diet, 4 or 5 bites of like a mega like King Kong burrito, you're good.
How did you get into that? Was that your idea?
I auditioned.
Okay. Oh, you auditioned.
And I never had done a food challenge before my final screen test. I went to Yale for my drama degree, and I got signed by agents. Yeah, totally. I mean, have you not heard the dorky ass facts I've been spraying out here? Totally. And I lost my glasses. And,
no, I mean, I say that lovingly because we couldn't sniff an Ivy League school. No one in this room.
I'm the first member of my family.
Oh, yeah. Billy went to Williams. He counts that as an Ivy League school.
I'm the first, but like I say, I'm lucky to have done it. But I got signed by agents out of the school, and I read this book called The Renaissance Soul, Life Designed for People with Too Many Passions to Pick Just One. And it was really like, I liked it because it wasn't like esoteric hippy dippy bullshit. It was much more like real exercises that like made you answer. There was no like, I'm not sure. You had to have a definitive answer about things. And I'm not kidding you. I did this reverse flowchart exercise, and it came to television travel food host. And so
That's crazy.
I'm not kidding you, because I had an
Wait, that job didn't even really exist when you took that test.
Well, yes and no, right? Because I think Guy was doing Triple D. You had Paula Dean's sons were doing a show called Road Tested at that point. I think
Bourdain maybe was doing stuff.
Yeah, and like,
obviously.
Bourdain and Andrew Zimmern, obviously. I mean, granted, Tony, it was about his voice, not really where he went. Andrew was eating, sauteed panda taint, and it was its own thing. And he's just so erudite, and it comes from this food background. I wouldn't shit. I was this actor, and I had played God on Joan of Arcadia, and I had been on, Guiding Light and things like this. But I've been working in kitchens since I was 13 years old. And so I got the audition, and they said, bring in something to eat, describe the flavor. There was a big board, like it was a handwritten like read, like one of those restaurant intros I used to do. And then it was a casting director named Barbara Barna. So I came in and I bought I brought a mole burrito because I figured mole is kind of interesting to talk about. Mm-hmm. And I have a photographic memory. So I read the read, and she said, feel free to go back. And I was like, no, give me 2 more seconds. No, I got it. And then I just did it straight down the barrel. And she's like, well, what? And, naturally you have to play possum a little bit. Oh, do you need a safety? Sure, let me get a safety. I'm here for the Katz's Deli, right on the corner of Ludlow and Houston Street in New York City. Now, even though it was originally across the street, it now is in its new location where it's been for hundreds of years. Even the sign in the window comes from the advent of neon. When Herman Katz actually asked the neon person, what do you want in the sign? And he said, Katz's, that's all. That's exactly what it says. But today, blah, 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 blah.
That was awesome.
Right? So then I came in, and the final screen test, after, they had to check my references, make sure I wouldn't BSing. They had to see all these things and taste my food and this, that, and the other. And this is God's honest truth. Last screen test, Katz's Deli. I couldn't afford a Katz's sandwich. My boys and I used to split them. And I went in the day before, and I interviewed everybody I could. Mario Batali was there. Dean Winters, who played Ryan O'Reilly on Oz, was there. So I took that as a good omen because I really was a big fan of his. But I interviewed everyone. I bought a T-shirt. And I took it home. I cut the collar out of it, and I'm telling you, I was so broke. And I washed it, $5 worth of washing and drying to make it look old. And I wore a black hoodie, and they told me they wanted an intro. So I kind of did what I was just doing there. No less than 4 U.S. presidents have actually eaten here. Reagan, Roosevelt, Carter, Clinton. In fact, 2 Russian prime ministers and John Glenn asked for the pastrami right here on the launch pad. Now, the funny thing was the show was supposed to be called Pig Out. And I said, fuck that.
Yeah.
And so it was Valentine's Day, 2008. I'll never forget it. And I said, blah, 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 blah. But I'm here not for nostalgia. I'm not here to give you a history lesson. I'm here to take on the double Reuben challenge, a massive double Reuben of pastrami and French fries. And, I'm going to fuck it with my face and the whole thing, whatever. I do this thing. And then I go, that's right. It's a new Valentine's Day massacre here on the Lower East Side of Manhattan, and this one is man versus food. And if you think that I'm reading this off a cue card, I'm just a big fan, or I'm a big fan of Katz's, and I unzip my hoodie and I open it up, I go, this is my actual T-shirt. Big fan. And I walk. And then I go. And then I said that. Excuse me. I flipped it. And then I said, this Valentine's Day massacre is man versus food, and food, it ain't your day. I turned on my heel and I walked in, and Dan Adler, who went on to become my showrunner, looks up from the monitor with this look like Miyagi at the end of Karate Kid.
He's like, you did it. You nailed it.
And same shit, different toilet. I was like, you need a safety? He's like, nah. And Art, God bless him, our camera guy, who reminded me of every tailor every Jew has ever had anywhere, oh, that's good. No one did it in one take. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. I was like, yeah, whatever. And ironically enough, I was working in sports TV at the time. I was working at MSG Television. And that was supposed to be my first day. And I called my director, shout out Kyle Carney, who was doing hockey night. And I'm like, Kyle, I just face fucked this gigantic Reuben and fries. And I feel like I'm going to. He said, I've never heard gluttony used as an excuse to get out of job. He's like, you can go home, start tomorrow. And it's crazy because they used to give me shit when I told them. I said, I'm going to have a show. And, they used to, oh, where's our TV star PA? Where's our logger? Because that's what I started doing, was logging games, anything at the Garden. So Liberty, Knicks, Rangers. I did some Devils games and stuff like that because Stan Fischler, the Maven, was there. And then literally, I showed them the sizzle, and come to find that New York episode, when I finally went back to Katz's, my PA was the wife of the director who used to break my balls.
Oh, that's perfect.
That's awesome. They should have known. I mean, anybody can spend 5 minutes with you and be like, this guy should be a television food.
What a nice thing to say, man. Thank you.
I mean, it
means a lot.
Yeah. You obviously care about it a lot. And also the fact that
I'm a big fan of y'all.
You're
I
exceptionally gifted. You've got to be on the Mount Rushmore of eaters of all time. It's like you and Joey Chestnut are definitely up there.
Wow.
Billy
Football and Michael Douglas, right?
Yeah,
He'd be on the Mount Rushmore too.
Well, Joey does this thing. If you watch the San Jose episode of Man vs. Food, so when I met him, like, fuck bowing, I walked into the room and I lay prostrate at his feet, like child's pose, like arms at my side at his feet. And he's like, dude, like, I've watched. He's like, you know what it's about. It's like that focus where it's not about the food. And I mentioned, and if you watch, I stole something from him that, like, some story producer gave they called it the get down in my belly, shake down shimmy. And I was like, bitch, I'll fight you in the street. Like, you know what I mean? But I watched Joey, I think I just unplugged myself. But Joey throws himself, he throws his body downward, like his rib cage, toward his pelvis really hard, but he's literally just shaking the food down. But the other thing is, he takes one more bite than any human does. Like, so I can sit there and take like 4 good bites of a burrito, but he's got that like 5th bite. Like, I think he's got that extra alien mouth.
The jaw strength. It's crazy.
It's nuts. Yeah. And the bites like come from his like back of his head, like from his spine. It's like full Pac-Man hinging. And I don't know how he does it. And did you not see, was it last year, some guy tried to like stunt on him or to protest, and Joey ox-collared the shit because Joey wanted to be a cop.
Yep.
Yeah.
And took him down.
Took him, I mean,
Kobayashi could never.
Drop. Kobayashi could never.
He's like 90 pounds.
That whole thing he did with the whole like hanging on the fence and stuff. I mean, if anyone knows Joey, you know what a warm, like a truly warm, humble, self-effacing guy he is. And
no, he's the best. And he's also, I was actually lucky enough to compete in it one year. And
word?
Yeah, the PETA threw fake blood on me. I was on the end of the stage. But Joey, I actually do, and people think I'm joking when I put him like with like MJ, Ali, Tiger. But
who's better?
We were on the bus, all the competitors, and he was just like holding court. Like the reverence that everyone has for him.
Who's better?
Was insane. Yeah.
Who is, I mean, to me, like everything, there is like that alpha and omega. Like, I was lucky enough to have Bourdain as a mentor and to have Andrew Zimmern as a mentor. And like, I still, my voice, it was funny. I walked in the building, I play guitar and I was listening. There's a solo I'm desperately trying to learn from a Pretenders song called Boots of Chinese Plastic. And Bourdain used to love Supertramp, used to love the Pretenders. And I was like listening to him. And it's so interesting when you see like how whether it's like YouTube people or social people, where you see like little bits of him. But yeah, like there are those people like the Shaun Whites of the world, like the MJs.
Yeah.
And
they command a room and they command, just by their presence. Yeah, he is the GOAT. So Doing Man vs. Food, what was your favorite? What's the one you look
question,
back
too.
and you're like,
killing it today, bro.
Yeah.
Of all the challenges, the only one that I would legit like go back and eat as a meal in Alaska, and I'll never forget, my mother's like, I really don't like the name of this challenge. It was called the Kodiak Arrest. But what was so dope was, right, it's not exactly a galvanizing name. Like, oh boy, am I excited to distend my asshole and my aorta at the same time. But what's so cool was, before the chef got really, really drunk, and if he listens to this, brother, you know you were in the bag. I go, where do you get the crab? He goes like this and opens the front blinds of the window. He goes, that boat. I said, where do you get the salmon for the salmon cakes? He walks over, he asks these people in a booth, excuse me, can I just show Adam something? And they're like, if we get a picture, whatever. So then he lifts the thing, he goes, that boat. I said, what about the berry cobbler? He said, 2 stoplights down, half a mile down the road, there's a berry farm. And that was the thing. It was like, it wasn't a lot of one, whatever it was a bunch of crab legs. It was house-made reindeer sausage, which I'd never had before, which is freaking delicious. They have a house-made mustard that's top 4 mustards lifetime.
whoa.
The berry cobbler, which is, again, like having something sweet at the end of all that savory, was really bomb. The salmon cakes, they were good. They were just little crunchy, oily whatevers. But having a little bit of something different to keep your taste buds interested, that was really cool. And the quality is ferocious. Like, I'll put it this way. Of all the places where I did a challenge, I haven't been back to that many. I've been back to 1 in a Million in Austin, where I did the breakfast taco challenge. Just because Juan Mesa is just the best. His family is the best. The food's amazing. It's totally affordable, totally non-pretentious. They always have a seat. He treats it's not because I'm the meat puppet on TV. Juan Mesa would meet a cab driver from Midtown and embrace him like a long-lost brother. It's that kind of thing.
Everybody in the line, he'll come up to you, he'll slap your hand. Yeah, you know, he gets you with
best
a clap.
handshake in Texas. It got voted best handshake.
He did. They actually did like a poll.
There's a plaque by the door. Best restaurant.
I mean, I believe it. I've shook the man's hand 5 times, and every
he gets
time it's
that
perfect.
heel to heel shit. Like guys like Buddy Rich, bang, like it's. But yeah, there and at Humpy's Alaskan Ale House when I filmed Fandemonium at Arctic Man, aka Burning Man's cold ass cousin, whole lot less like. Thotty Instagram girls in fishnet, just lots of snowmobiles.
Yeah.
And they have a halibut taco there that is one of the most extraordinary. Like, I've sent multiple chefs there and they can't figure it out. It's like just done on a plank, very fresh fish, very little sauces and stuff. Amazing.
The Acme Oyster House in New Orleans.
Great place.
Great place to go. That was tough to watch though. Watching a person eat. How many oysters was it? 150 oysters? 150 oysters.
Your face
No, it was
just turned.
180. It was 15 dozen. Is that 180 or 150? 180,
I'm not a
right?
math guy. Hank's our math guy. And
You're
he's
the
out.
Yale guy. Come on, Adam.
Yeah, but I did drama. Down the street, they were discovering a cure for cancer. I was rolling around being an amoeba.
I think that's
15
180.
dozen.
That sounds right.
15 dozen. Is it 180?
Yeah.
180.
Thank you. Yeah, my math score wasn't as good as my verbal. But well, first of all, Lucien, who runs that place, love him. And like, you know, to be a dirty old man with a successful business in the French Quarter. I mean, and I don't mean like his sense of humor he was a very cool guy, but like the Hustler Club's across the street. So he's like, you did 180 here. How many are you going to eat across the street? And I was like, as long as they don't taste like the ones here. We're good to go. But he would do foul stuff. Like he like popped an oyster on camera and then like he knew how to cut it. He's like, you got to open it up. I was like, man, come on. We're 8:30 on a Wednesday.
Blur out the oyster when it airs.
Yeah, exactly. He's like sliding his finger in the oyster. He's like looking at it, man. Damn, I should call her. You know, I'm kidding. But you know what the thing was? This is the truth, and I'm so glad I get to share this on PMT, man, because I really know that like people have their association with Barstool and stuff, but you guys always make me laugh and always make me smile. And I think in the past couple of years, smiles and laughter has been in pretty short supply, so I'm very grateful for y'all. So I beg your pardon, but for my little brief dick flute solo. But one thing that I remember was so I was up to 11 dozen, and they used to have like a little compound bucket in case I had a reversal of fortune. But Dan Adler, now bear in mind, this guy's like a dear friend, clearly a genius, went on to create Doomsday Preppers, 90 Day Fiance, Love After Lockup. That's Dan Adler, the guy I auditioned for Man vs. Food. And Danny had been off the road. He came back. So this was like, I said, Danny, you're leaving on a W. I refuse to have you come in, So the bucket was like, I don't know, kind of like where you are right now.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, what would you say, about 7 feet, 8 feet away, 10, whatever. I didn't want to say out loud, hey, Danny, move the bucket over, especially because it was like a bachelor party next to me. If you watch, this one guy screams and I pretend to fucking stab him with my fork. So they were there, and then I saw it, and I got the 11. They bring the 12th dozen thing over, and I went, come so far, I can't stop now. And because of the similarity to the song lyric, I turned to these guys and we went, to change this lonely love. And slowly all of Acme starts going, I want to know what love is. I want you to show me. And like, I'm so hyped. I'm sitting there pounding oysters. I want to feel what love is. I'm just pounding it. Meanwhile, Dan's losing his mind that we can't clear the song. Everyone stop singing. I'm like, keep singing. And I'm standing up. So if you watch the episode after the 11th, we switched to time lapse and we cut in because I was getting so amped. So we get close to I didn't even realize I'm dusting him. So now I have maybe a dozen and a half. Everyone calms down and I'm like, Dan stops everybody. Everyone boos him like he's the guy who took the beach ball away before the concert.
Yeah.
Oh, boo. So I sit there and there was one drunk guy by the door, like right by the street door. And he just stands up. I want to know what love is. And everyone starts again. And I get those last 6. So then after that, I knew I had it. And like, it was just, that was horrible. And I will say this, I was dating a girl from Alabama. She broke my heart in about 1 million pieces. One of my first times like actually going out, my PA Patrick is the best wingman in history. We went out to the casino there. I met this girl and we're talking, and all of a sudden some cock-blocking sumbitch, I still don't know who he is, walks past me and goes, careful girl, he just had 180 oysters.
Oh no. That's a great line though.
Or it could mean you're just really horny.
Yeah.
But that's what I think what he meant.
saying,
I don't think he meant like he's going to Jackson Pollock out his asshole later on. And to be fair, 50-50.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Why not both?
Exactly.
You got. I mean, in defense of that guy, that's a line you can't pass up.
Right, exactly.
Like,
Well,
yeah.
and the show hadn't aired yet. Yeah. The show, no one knew what it was. So these guys were like, wow, I didn't know I was getting a floor show. They had just started airing the commercial, and I'm doubled over after that challenge in my hotel room. I'm sitting on the porcelain throne, and I hear those cheerleaders going, man versus food. I was like, shut the fuck
Oh,
up.
that's so great. So was that
Erin Andrews' sister is in that commercial. Actually.
Oh, in the
redhead.
original one?
That's her
funny.
sister.
So was that the worst one, or was there one that you think about all the time? You're
Every
like,
spicy one sucked. And the one, I lost one spicy one in the entire time I did MVF, and it was the Munchies Fire in Your Hole, very subtly named Munchies 420 Cafe. And they were lovely people. And I think, because I said something on Hot Ones, but the truth of the matter is we did hear on his mic, he said, let's just add the whole bottle. Let's just blow them out. And the thing is, ghost chili extract is toxic. They literally weaponize it in police grenades in India. And the thing is, there's a difference between something that's hot and something that's dangerous. And
right.
The best spicy challenge, best. And I mean best in terms of like, it was a true challenge and it was still good. It was called the, ironically enough, special number 2 at Oro-chan Ramen in Los Angeles. If you like spicy ramen, it's delicious. Like the guy's noodles are great. He's an MMA fighter, so he was like real funny. We were like talking about like locks and arm bars and traps in the kitchen and shit. And he's actually he actually brought the noodles over. He snuck them in his clothing from Japan when he brought them over, and he really cares. But it was so spicy and it was good, so you wanted to keep eating it, but so spicy my tears burned, my piss burned, my snot burned, but it was still like a true challenge versus something that's just going to be doused like this one chip thing where it's just so much extract, there's no flavor. There's one here in New York City, Brick Lane, the foul curry challenge, and that one's really funny because I thought I beasted it. There's a bar called, I think it's called the Golden Blue, I think, like down in the Village. My boys and I went to go play pool afterwards. I put the quarters in, like, and I went down to push the quarters into the thing. I went down and I couldn't get back up. Like, I was like, they're like, so all they saw me was like sink below the pool table. And they're like, fuck'd you go, man?
Yeah,
I
where
was
you
like,
go?
We dealt with a spice challenge on this podcast one time. Actually, Billy did it. It was at the Buffalo Wing Factory in Northern Virginia.
Congrats.
And similar to your point,
Well, no, not
no, he didn't win.
No,
Food
he
won.
didn't even get one.
Food dominated him.
Food
Just like-
dominates him. He
Yes.
loses. We basically
Sorry.
recreated your show, but food always wins.
yeah, but this one, I'm
was it
kind
the
of.
after effect or you yarfed after the heat?
We think that they did what the guys did to you.
Yeah.
Because once the cameras came out, we think that they said to themselves, all right, let's fuck with this guy. And then Billy ate. You ate what? 3 wings?
No, I literally ate half a wing, and then
Oh,
as
I
you
forgot.
said, it hit me, and I was like,
You
"This
hiccuped?
is
You start hiccuping?
no." It's like this is weapons grade in my face,
Mm-hmm.
and I burnt for 24 hours all over my face. I got a little bit on my wrist, and it just burned for hours.
If people forget, so capsicum's an oil, and that's why the best thing, well, once in your mouth, is chew some bread and spit it out. But it's so intense. If you watch, so one of the spiciest things, and this was all about macho pride, why I won. In San Antonio, I did this burger challenge called the Four Horsemen, and it had like actual full ghost chilies on it, not an extract, 3 whole peppers on it, not to mention habanero sauce and all this other shit. I was punching the table like so hard, like I was losing my mind. I finished it. They gave me a popsicle and I ran it over my forehead, kind of like schmaltzy TV stuff, but also it was cool. If you watch later on in the episode, I have a streak across my forehead. That's the exact width of the popsicle. And it's because the oil is so caustic. The one that almost like really like turned me into Phantom of the Opera in Santa Clara, where I got in trouble for elbowing somebody. Like the cops came and stuff like this. I was like, don't fucking touch me when I'm eating. Like I'm eating hot stuff. Please don't shake me. Don't elbow me.
Right.
What's wrong with you? And so after you ate this challenge, this stuff, you had to leave the sauce on your face and hands for 5 minutes. And I'll never forget this. So I had done this like a schmuck. Like what I'm doing, listener, is Adam is grabbing his fingers as though he's, I don't know, doing something on OnlyFans. And like that little teardrop fingertip together thing and then pulling the sauce off. What I did inadvertently was rub the sauce into my cuticles, and I couldn't bend my fingers. My hand swelled so bad I was trying to sign autographs and stuff afterwards. And thank God our makeup artist is very devout, and her church group had come, and there was a dermatologist. I was like, as a Jew, I want to say thank you to your church group. And he had to go to the, like, there was a Publix or something or a Kroger, and he got cortisone, like prescription strength cortisone and aloe to put on my face.
No
But
way.
if you watch, I look.
That's torturous.
Like a
I mean,
tomato.
like when you do those challenges, I would imagine, how quickly would you do them back to back to back? Because like
Great question.
you do something like that, and it's like I don't want to eat forever.
The first 10 episodes, everyone's like, I could do what you do. The thing is, could you do it those first 10? Like, so remember, I'm tomato ketchup. No one knows who I am, cares who I am. No one expected the show. When I got picked up, they had a show with Dhani Jones, who played for the Jets and the Bengals, called Dhani Tackles the Globe. They had one called Bridget's Sexiest Beaches with Bridget Marquardt, one of Hef's 3 girls with
Okay.
Holly and Kendra. It was Bridget was the sort of the older of the 3 of them, but lovely person. And obviously they had Andrew Zimmern and they had Tony, so who's player to be named later? You know, I like came along in the draft like knowing who I was. And suddenly it popped off. But in the beginning, it was travel, shoot, challenge, travel. Or shoot, challenge, shoot the very next day. So there was no downtime. Eventually, once the show had a little bit of accolades and the tail could wag the dog a little bit, I could say I need a recovery day.
Right.
Yeah.
Or I need a prep day. But back in, I'll never forget the first real challenge I ever had to do on camera. The pilot was in Memphis, and we did a thing called the Kooky Canuck. It was called at the time the Bigfoot Lodge, but it was a burger roughly the size of a bar stool cushion, and it wasn't fitting, and it wasn't badly made. A really wonderful cook there and everything. He is Canadian, that's why it's called the Kooky Canuck now. But it's just so much of it, and I didn't know how to do challenges yet. And so I had to do this. I finished the challenge, and the very next day I had to show up to Gus's Fried Chicken and try to like go, yeah, I'm so
Jesus.
excited to have fried chicken and pie. And then it's like, excuse me a second, let me go into the bathroom for the 4th time in an hour and have a brown baby, and I'll be right back.
That's crazy.
And that was the thing. Well, luckily, like the walking and the coffee, like I came in ready to fight Klitschko. I came out ready to fight Pacquiao. Like I was like, I looked so much better on camera by the time I did the intro read because I had ground beef up to my nipples when I started. When I finished, I was like vegan. I was like ready to go.
It really is fascinating because it was one of my favorite shows when
Thanks,
it came
bro.
out. I was talking to Memes about this yesterday, and we used to both plan where we would go eat in cities based off places
man.
that you had gone. So it was a fantastic show. If you haven't watched it, go watch old episodes of it.
Thank you.
You're also doing stuff. You got, is it your own YouTube channel that you're on? Because I saw one video where you claim to have come up with the best hangover cure of all time.
Oh.
And I'm very interested to know about this because I've been as a scientist trying to figure that out for the better part of 15 years. And I keep getting close, but I'm not there.
So that
I've done the
video I
dumbest
think
shit.
you're referring to on Hot Ones, Sean, who I love, he's a good buddy of mine, and I recently joined the First We Feast Complex fam. I have a podcast with them called The Meals That Made Me, but on the first Hot Ones I did, Sean said, "What's your hangover sandwich?" And it was based on, so basically, you know you're going to need starch, you know you're going to need fat, and you know you're going to need a little bit of salt. Just generally speaking. It's why, like back in the day, bacon, egg, and cheese, French fries, a fountain Coke, and I was usually right as rain, a couple of Tylenol, and I was usually pretty good. But no, my hangover sandwich was you do eggs and sun-dried tomatoes, mozzarella, and I put in a Sam Adams cream stout. I don't know why that was the one that always worked. And once the alcohol kind of cooks off, it has this kind of, I don't know, malted thing that really goes down well. And then I put it on like a bagel or a roll. But there was just something about it where it didn't go too rich or too sweet or too whatever. I'll tell you this, though. I do have, and I guess I may as well tell because people who gatekeep are kind of, dick blisters anyway. Spicy challenge hack. Okay? And this is the truth.
Ooh.
It's
Billy needs
if
this.
you want to one of my cameramen, Tom Dodson, pissed me off to no end. He was always funnier than me, funnier than everybody on the crew. And he used to refer to getting hickory hole or ring sting. He would burn out the leather Cheerio. I could do this all day. And so the way to avoid hickory hole, before you do anything spicy, eat a banana and eat a small thing of white rice. And then I would do something like, pink bismuth, which is Pepto-Bismol, but something to coat. But I would do, the banana is the crucial thing. I learned it at Flying Pie in Boise, Idaho. They have the triple habanero explosion. And the guy's like a lovely human being, super duper yogi, whatever, lovely human being. And his staff really cares. I said, how do you eat this though? And not have to retire your asshole to science. And they said the banana, apparently something about the banana and the potassium encapsulates the capsicum so you have a good exit strategy. And that's the thing. Your body's going to produce acid to break down whatever you eat. But if what you eat comes down caustic, you have acid and acid, you have oil, and it's too much. And the thing is, dairy is good here, but dairy is the absolute worst in your stomach. So that's why I found if I did a banana, before I did hot ones, I did a banana, I did a small thing, and I did a shot of the Pepto. And then I came in and I just did it. Your mouth is going to hurt. And if you're nervous about that, you can bring some Ambisol, but whatever. But that's the thing, is just how is it going to feel in your stomach?
Yeah.
That's so dairy is good if you swish and rinse it out. But the best thing you can do, hot dog bun. I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's so spongy and starchy. But an old hot dog bun, like not an old one, like I'm not saying like if I were for the Grace papaya, but I'm saying you do that, you do it and you spit it out. It's actually like a sponge, and it takes all the capsicum at your mouth.
Wow.
All right,
Because
Bill,
otherwise
we're
you're
gonna
gonna
have to go back.
you'll be giving birth to red crayons all day.
Yeah.
Did you have to like roll with your own? Did you have like a kit that you brought with you on the road? Like I
Deadass.
can't do quilted northern. I gotta go like 5-ply.
I love that. Okay, so no, I should have, but so I'm sure you guys know on sets, right? You say I'm going 10-1 if you have to pee, and 10-2 if you're dropping, taking the Browns to the Super Bowl, and so that's the way you politely just say, where is so and so? He's 10-1. and that's what you say. So I had been taking these fat blockers, kind of like the prescription strength of Ally. We were filming in Hawaii at Giovanni's Shrimp Truck, but we had filmed the day before at this place called Moose McGillicuddy's. And this woman was doing this challenge, had like 12 cheeses and 900 eggs and every sausage and probably a stick of butter. I had a few bites of it. And like, if you've ever taken a fat blocker, you know when something's going on.
You remember the Olestra chips, the Olean chips back in the people forget about those, the Wow chips. They were marketed
that you had to bring an extra pair of underwear.
Yeah. Zero fat, and there was a label on the back that
may
said
cause anal leakage.
Will cause anal, and people still bought them because they're like, I can't believe this tastes
zero
like the
fat.
real thing.
Yeah, and it's like it's zero fat, but it goes right through you. So the thing was, yes, it was a one and done, and I usually was pretty good about it. And you're sauteing shrimp and oil and butter and stuff like that. And I just remember saying to Danny, like, I got to go check on the 10-200. Is the 10-22 in there? Like, fuck 10-2. I was like, is the 10-2000? I got to go check on the 10-2000. And I went back and forth, and I just remember I kept going, and I said, no, we have, and I remember my sound guy knew what I was doing, and he kind of covered for me. He's like, no, we have this piece of editing equipment, and Adam's kind of responsible for it because he's the executive producer. By the way, Eric Beanie, I love you with all of, he's a two-time Emmy winner for HBO 24/7, Road to the Winter Classic. He's a big hockey guy. Like, literally, Sid the Kid took off his jersey and gave it to Eric. He's like that kind of quality human being. But straight up, like, Eric was like, no, Adam has to do this. And I remember I said to the trailer owner, I'm like, I used up your TP. I'm sorry. He's like, no, man, that's what it's there for. I said, just thank you for having enough.
Oh, man.
It was an issue. But, not for nothing. Everybody always wanted to talk to me about my puke, my ass, my this, my that, the other. And I always felt rough. And, like, one of the things that was really nice is what you said. And I know it probably sounds like some sappy bullshit, but you have to remember, prior to the pandemic, I say this as a restaurant kid, my pop had me working in places when I was 12. Prior to the pandemic, that was the worst time for independent restaurants. 2008 was when we came out. And with the recession and everything, it was the hardest time for mom and pop restaurants. And every place on Man vs. Food did 80 to 300% more business.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it was because people like you believed in me and believed what we did. And so literally, like, I got a text from Mike Emerson from Pappy's Barbecue in St. Louis. He's like, my brother, I just wanted to tell you, I could draw a direct line from the day you walked in my front door to me being able to live in Hawaii.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
That's
like,
so
what an
awesome
thing. And a nicer guy there is none. And if you've ever been to St. Louis, Pappy's Barbecue, get there early, order everything. And because they sell out. They sell out.
Those are the best type of places.
Dude, the president of Real Madrid had to make a call to get his kids some barbecue.
Oh, my God.
Facts.
That's incredible. So, I mean, this has been awesome, man. We really appreciate you coming by.
So is your coffee, bro.
Yeah,
Where do you roast it?
It's roasted actually in New Jersey. So
are you a big coffee guy?
I am a big coffee guy.
We were talking about this, and you told me to save it for the show.
Yeah.
But so
I want to hear this because that's what I was going to ask.
Because your coffee is genuinely good. Like, again, I already gave my one Dick Flute solo. Encores cost money. You have to go. I did think about, like, probably some chubby chasers may want to do something like, if I got like a sponsorship from like Hexclad or Calphalon, if I did like an OnlyPans, just my, because I know I look a little bit like Fred Savage on a bender. Like, people look at me and go, Fred Savage looks terrible, but Jay Leno looks great. And I figured, like, me, like, just naked with like a saucepan or something like that. Some chubby chaser is going to be like, score.
Yes.
But no, so basically, one of the best things is, not to be like all like John Cougar Mellencamp, ain't that America? But I do love this country very much. My dad was a vet, my grandpa, my uncle. I used to be chairman of the board of the Armed Forces Foundation. I work with, Clear Path for Veterans out of Syracuse. So getting to really see the country is the best. So I was like, what are my passions? So I deliberately, in every city, I went to a coffee roaster, a comic book shop, a bookstore, a record store, and some kind of like streetwear or local men's store. And even if I didn't buy anything, I met people that were cool that would like tell me about, oh, there's a dope show. So like, what connection do I have to St. Louis? And suddenly I'm at this really cool like indie rock thing. Next thing I'm at this house party. Next thing I'm at a magazine launch. And then I have this t-shirt. And like, so coffee has been really big. And there's a chef in Hawaii named Alan Wong. And he has a coffee list. I'd never seen that. I'd only seen a wine list. He's like, why not? I know the aftertaste of everything you've eaten. I could pair the perfect coffee to finish it.
Oh, that's great.
And like, I didn't get a boner, but I definitely I didn't go full 6 to midnight, but I felt the heartbeat in it, And so I bought a bunch of airtight containers, and I would cut the bag, and I have them. And if you look in my kitchen, I have a bunch of them in these airtight containers, and I am going to pick up. So you have dark, medium,
and light.
Which is your favorite?
I like the medium, the big cat blend, but I also like the light.
What made you roast coffee?
So I've always loved coffee. I have 2, soon to be 3 kids, and so
Mazel.
coffee became not only just what I enjoyed, but also I needed it constantly.
Copy.
So it was, and I was like, why not? And my dog Stella, she's 11, about to be 12. Not going to last forever. Dogs don't live forever, so figured there's a cool way to start something.
Such a long time to be gone, such a short time to be there.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know that. I don't know that lyric.
I don't know. It's impossible to play guitar with.
Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about right now.
I don't know.
Stella Blue Coffee, but
you're so ungrateful and alive. I think that but I think it's really good. I'm gonna give you a good marinade because I really love the taste of this. If you took your dark roast and you did equal amounts cold. If you took London broil, one of the cheapest cuts of meat, it's healthy for you. It's very lean, but not very marbled. And I used to do this on the come up, and my friends couldn't believe it. Equal parts black coffee, soy sauce, balsamic vinegar, red wine, 3 smashed garlic cloves, salt and pepper. Put it in a Ziploc. And you could even you put a straw, like a ghetto cryovac.
Yeah.
You zip it except for a straw. Don't suck up the liquid because it's disgusting. But you do this and you zip it, leave it there for a few hours, and you can just sear it. But the acids, they denature the meat and they tenderize it so much. And the coffee, when you cook with coffee, it has that rich kind of chicory, without being chicory, but that campfire kind of note. And the soy keeps as a little salt, but without getting too intense. It's worth a try.
that's good. I'm going to try that.
Because then you could do it. That's what I used to do that and slice it into little things and make wraps with it.
Ooh.
Or fajitas and shit.
I like that.
It's really good.
I like that.
Really,
well, I
really
appreciate
good.
you saying that the coffee's good because that's all I want is people to like the coffee. Last question.
Yes, sir.
Rowback question. Promo
Yes, sir.
code TAKE, 20% off first purchase. Q-zips, polos, hoodies, joggers. I'm wearing the joggers right now. Most comfortable wear if you're going to eat a big meal. Rowback.
Nice.
Throw on the sweatshirt. Boom. Ready to go. We do have a cheesesteak. Pardon my cheesesteak. We're not going to make you eat it.
Oh.
You can have a bite.
You're allowed to take a bite.
You're allowed to take a bite. We got 2 of them, so we have our own cheesesteak. We wanted you to.
How did you? That's awesome.
So we have ghost kitchens around the country. We actually have a food
fantastic.
truck across the street, so it's a little cold, but we would like you to try it and just tell us what it is.
I would be honored.
And if you don't like it, we're going to cut it. And we also want you to watch Billy try to eat one as fast as he can.
Yeah.
So you can just tell him, you can critique his own
Holy moly.
style.
So what do I have? Do I have Whiz Wit?
Yeah, I think
we
you
get
should have the regular,
Yeah. Is that
Yeah.
Whiz? Oh, hell yeah.
So Billy's going to also eat one as fast
Oh,
as
and
he can.
and you're not cutting him. You just go
full
on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have any advice for Billy as he tries to eat this as fast as possible? Because
So-
he needs all the advice
Yeah.
that you can give him.
Do you have a
He's
beverage?
terrible.
Do you have hot sauce?
I don't have a beverage.
And he doesn't want hot sauce.
I don't want hot sauce.
What condiments do you like? Because the thing is, sometimes the addition of a different flavor or a different consistency, like when I did a cheesesteak challenge, I was hating life for a bit, and then just adding in ketchup or whatever.
Yeah, to change it up.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
smart.
But these don't look too bad like this. And the other thing is, it's the first 22 minutes that you have before your stomach starts sending alerts.
Oh, that's interesting.
I have a couple questions about the Big Texan.
Oh yeah, please.
Yeah,
that was the first episode that aired.
Wait, Billy. Let me ask your first question for you that you're definitely not going to ask.
What?
Is it a good strategy to drink 3 beers right before you try to eat this big steak?
No, it is a terrible
Okay, all
strategy.
right, just for the record.
How did you do it?
Not drinking 3 beers. No, honestly. So I would do, and it's funny you mentioned the Big Texan. This is very perfect. This is a true Ain't That America moment. So I had done other challenges before, and I lost in Memphis. We did Columbus, Austin, Amarillo, Chicago. I won in Columbus with the Dagwood, lost terribly in Austin to the Don Juan. And then Amarillo was, and I'm telling you, my exec producer called me. He never called me. He's like, we really need a W today. We really, because that's the legitimizing thing. Yeah. So I had read some stuff that leg workouts and back workouts really help. They really help gun your metabolism. So what I first did was, and this is the truth, I would take every book. I put my shoes, the Gideon Bible, there were phone books back in the day, in my suitcase, and I would do shoulder-loaded squats and bent over rows in my room. And then, and this is the truth, my little weird hotel in Amarillo, I ran in the parking lot and I started doing those line touches like basketball teachers, the line drills.
Yeah, suicide.
Someone said suicide. Yeah, so someone thought there was like a meth addict in the parking lot, and the cops came and they said, "There's some guy running around and he's touching the ground." And I'm like, "No, I have to eat a 72-ounce steak later." The other thing that Danny, one of the two brothers, taught me, again, using condiments to fight what's known as flavor fatigue, but also some alcohol's not bad. He goes, take a sip of red wine before a beef challenge. It will make your mouth almost crave the red meat, and it will make more saliva. And helps you, and it's the truth. That does help.
Billy, can you? What's your fastest you ever had a? Pardon my cheesesteak.
I think I did it in a minute 32.
All right, so we're trying to break that.
Mazel
We're trying to break.
Yes.
That. All right, I'll pull up the timer.
Hey.
You ready to go? Well,
I
let
might-
Adam take a bite first and let us know.
Got it. Can
It's
I
a little
cut it
cold.
to the middle?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want. Yeah.
I want to try the middle, but all
Yeah.
the good stuff is. Oh, it looks delicious, though.
Yeah, there's water.
Yeah, we got some water.
Very good. Really, really good.
Okay.
Okay, we'll take that. Put that on quote card.
Yep. Adam Richman said best cheesesteak he's ever had. He can't talk right now. That's what he said.
That's what he said. He's
That's
lying
what he
if says-
said. I
I'll tell
see
you,
it.
no, seriously, you know what I like? That the onions are not like cooked beyond all recognition. They have a little bit of crunch still.
Yep.
Some are
That's what I tell 'em.
caramelized. Some are caramelized. Some are crunchy. I like that some of the meat has that char and the crunch, and some has a little bit more of a tear.
Yep.
Personally, I go for them cut in half because I'm a savage, but really, really good.
Okay.
Good bread. And I like that the heat of the meat, like they must put the whiz on right at the end.
Yeah.
So the whiz stays nice and
All right,
nice and
get the
gooey. This
seal
is
of
really
approval.
impressive. You guys did a great job.
All right. Thank you.
All right,
All right, Billy, you ready? I'm going to start the clock.
Oh,
Tell us when.
I get a napkin. I feel
Yeah.
I
Can
have
you
a
get a
very,
napkin?
a very bukkake kind of thing.
All
And
right.
remember, just it's those 3 or 4 bites, swallow, and if you need to, if you're feeling full, this is what I'm not kidding you. Joey just would throw his body down, and it does legitimately force the food down.
When you're talking about before you knew how to do a food challenge, what were some of those things in learning?
Stalling.
Like
No,
what
what
did
I
you
learned-
learn?
so
This is
it's
stall.
fair.
Don't answer.
No, because
he's
I
stalling.
really don't know how to do a food
It's-
challenge.
it's
I just
fair.
eat
No.
it. I just eat it.
We're aware.
No, it's fair. I learned some shit. Like, so, okay. Joey taught me I would drink a gallon of water in 5 minutes, either the morning of the challenge or the night before, because then through breathing, pissing, respiration, perspiration, the water is gone, but your stomach is stretched out. So that was a really big one. But a gallon of water in 5 minutes, I mean, be careful. I mean, it's
You can drown yourself.
No joke. And the other thing that my doctor was really concerned about was it's how I recovered from challenges. That's why everyone's like, you must get so much ass. You going around, I see girls kissing you during the challenges. Number one, you never feel less sexy than when you're doing a food challenge.
Yeah.
Number two, that my crew were the ones gallivanting and kicking it. I was on a treadmill doing the Baton Death March because my doctor had given me these cleanses, and he said, I need you moving right away. So I would go to the hotel gym, my head on the freaking console, walking at like 1.5 miles, and they're like, yo, man, the waitress is so cute. They're like, where'd Adam go? I'm like, you can go.
How long would you walk for?
I would have to do bare minimum 3 to 4 miles after each thing. My doctor was like, because I need you to get it out of your system safely, but I also need to get your heart rate up, because he didn't want any kind of atherosclerosis. And the truth is, let's face it, right? And people, like, I just wanted to do well and do right by my mom, like, whatever. And people would say, you're the top of my office death pool. How the fuck aren't you dead yet?
That's fucked
I
up.
can't wait. Yeah, like, can I have the show when you die of a heart attack? It's like, dude, I don't know you. Like,
Yeah.
go eat hot death. Go lay
Yeah,
down in
yeah,
traffic.
yeah.
And so that was the thing. I never wanted to give people the satisfaction. So leg workouts, back workouts, stretching your stomach with that. And the other thing is, if you know you have a challenge of a certain type, don't eat that thing. So, like, I love nachos, and that's why they waited till the very last Man versus Food challenge to give me a nachos challenge, because they knew I was going to lay waste to it, and they knew that I wouldn't do nachos for like a month.
All right, ready, Billy?
You got it, Billy.
Ready? Here
I
we go.
believe in you, Billy.
Got this, bro.
You got
3,
this. You got this,
2, 1.
All right, house that thing.
He's going. Oh, that was a big bite.
Get that side bit.
He's getting
that's
it.
Get that side bit.
Yeah, here
That
he
hanging
goes.
one.
Also, we should have mentioned that Billy has a deviated septum, so when he does this,
Same.
he can't actually breathe.
Same. Get that side bit because it's got liquid. You
Listen to him trying to breathe right
swallow.
now.
Just swallow.
He's
Swallow.
not breathing. Oh.
Are we gonna have a reversal?
Nope.
Nope. Take
No.
your time.
Yeah, you can't. I know when you can't breathe.
Billy's also real hopped up on Benadryl right now.
Yeah, and also just really wants to impress you. So this is a big moment.
Go
for him.
easy on the water. Go easy on the water because that's the other thing. People forget the water hits the bread and it expands in your stomach.
Oh, it's tough, Billy.
All right, Billy. He's
crushing it. He's
yeah,
crushing
he's doing
it.
a good job. Almost a
Crushing
half
it.
down.
There's a half.
There's a
There's a
half.
half. There's
All
a
right.
half.
How much time are we in? Time check.
49 seconds. So I don't think we're breaking records today, but that
Maybe
doesn't
not.
matter.
This is a hard thing to get down, though.
Yeah.
It is. The bread is doughy. It's good, but it's doughy.
Go, Billy, go.
Go,
Billy
Billy,
probably
go.
didn't even work out this
Go,
morning.
Billy, go.
Billy, you probably should.
Oh,
hit the
Billy,
gym.
you could get it. 110.
What a savage. By the
Yeah.
way,
Don't eat the bottle cap, Billy. It's literally in his hand right next to the
wow,
bite.
that's the Helsinki technique. Dude, I got to tell you this. Anyone who's willing to actually do it will always have my respect.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Because you get a bunch of the Monday morning quarterback.
It's the
Oh,
man
yeah.
in the arena. It's-
Yeah.
it's the
Yes,
old-
the man in
Absolutely.
the arena, like Teddy Roosevelt said.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, yeah,
Billy,
Billy, yeah.
Billy, shake it down. Do the,
That's
do the
it.
chestnut
That's it.
bounce.
That's it.
All right, Billy, beat 2 minutes. You're at
That's it.
140.
Just house it. Push.
Yeah, come on, Billy.
Yes, sir.
Let's see that
yes,
open mouth. Good job,
sir. Yes, sir. I love how a bunch of guys can be in a room. Go, let's see
Yeah.
that open mouth. Get
Let's
it
see
in
that
your
open mouth, Billy.
Oh my God.
Good job, Billy. I'm proud of you.
I'm very proud of you.
I love that there was a Twitter account called Dirty Man versus Food Quotes because they showed us how many things we say in this thing that are disgusting. And
You can really describe food in all the ways that you describe
bravo.
stuff.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he's struggling.
No, he's got it.
He's
Billy's
got it.
light
This
work.
is the flu game right here.
Yeah.
light work, home stretch. Is there any adrenaline that kicks in when we're doing a challenge?
Absolutely. Oh my God, it's funny. Great question. So I boxed for a hot minute, and I hate losing. I'm deeply competitive. Absolutely. By the way,
Good
hats
job,
off,
Billy. There we go.
Hats off.
201.77.
Still not easy. Seated low, because that's the other thing.
Yeah.
You have to be seated at a normal chair. When you sit low and your knees are above, it's kind of like the squatty potty.
Yeah.
It's not a good thing.
I did stand it at the kitchen when I got 132.
I will say that yes,
Sick.
I did one. That was awesome. I did a wing challenge in Boulder once, and they put me at one of those high top tables.
Yeah.
And your legs are kind of holding you up on those chairs, and it didn't.
Was that the 50 wing challenge? 'Cause
I
I think Billy did that wing challenge. in
Oh,
Boulder.
yeah.
West End Tavern.
Yep.
What a great place.
You guys are like
great
Eskimo
challenge. I
brothers, but
enjoyed
for
that
food
one.
challenges.
Shout out to Erin Peacock, one of the loveliest managers. She was so nice to us. Really great there. But yeah, there's some chicken or the egg. I did a big challenge at LBI in Jersey. And that one, you know what I did? And that's what I wish I had done for all my big quantity wing challenges. I stripped all the meat off the bone first.
Yeah.
And then I was just taking Skull Bandit pinches of meat and just dunking it in blue cheese, just like a total fatasse, and just Joey Fat One,
Good
just,
job.
crushing it.
Good job.
I'm surprised you believed in condiments when doing the food challenges. 'Cause I hear a lot of people don't do condiments
Yes.
because it overloads.
Without question. I guess for me, so this is a funny thing, and I saw a meme, someone giving me shit was starts timed eating challenge, spends 7 minutes talking about flavor. But the thing was, Pat Young, who was the president of the network, actually mandated that he said, I do not want to see you dunking buns in water. I don't want to see you
Makes
eating
sense.
like a competitive eater.
Right.
He said, if it's a big sandwich, I want you to eat it like it's a big sandwich. If it's a big bowl of pasta, eat it like you would eat a bowl of pasta. It's just a really big one. He said, because if we make it look delicious, the people that love pasta would go, oh man, I would run a train on a big thing of ravioli.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And that was the thing. The funniest thing was my buddy Jason. I love my friend Jason Bear from college. I love him dearly. He called me with a death threat in the middle of the night. He's like, okay, here's the deal, asshole. You either have to tell me how to make pulled pork or tell me where I can get pulled pork in Brooklyn at 11 o'clock because I have a pregnant woman that just watched your show and she demands pulled pork. And if you don't, our friendship is over. But that's the thing. So yeah, I would love, if you watch the Hartford, Connecticut challenge, it was me and this guy, the great Moomsy, and he was a real competitive eater, and he was dunking the crust in water, and he was doing this. I will say this, though. He is the only time I've given myself license to actually, like, pull the trigger, because it's so bad for your throat, for your teeth, whatever. But, like, there's only that one time in St. Louis where it happened kind of on camera, and the one thing they didn't have, and it's funny because the owner of the restaurant won't let me live it down. Great place. I highly recommend. If anyone here is a fan of the BLT sandwich, maybe the best BLT in Christendom at Crown Candy Kitchen in St. Louis. Andy Carranza's family's been running it since the turn of the century, last century. And the seats, like the booths, are hollow. So it's a lot of dairy. And right before I didn't really feel good, I shifted and I popped off a fart and it echoed like in timpani. And his wife was sitting behind me and she's like, oh, like that. And I think that definitely threw me off my game because it was like, poof, like it kind of hit like a low bass note. Like I was like at an EDM festival, wait for the drop. And it was just like, poof, and then she said, oh, and then like I just started like everything malfunctioned from then on. And I was like, I need the bucket. And it was just pure milkshake. And I remember a cousin of mine, and again, this guy is like buff, Secret Service agent, never did a food challenge in his life, unlike my man's right here, and was just saying, you should have done all vanilla. You should never have done eggnog. It's like, what do you know of it?
Yeah, right.
That's 2 gallons of milk.
Yeah.
That's 2 gallons of milk. No one needs bones that strong.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe
But-
Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah,
He loves
Jack
it.
Wilshere. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, Adam, this has been awesome, man. Ever
Back
go
at
check him
you.
out on the History Channel. We will.
I'm going to watch that show.
Yeah, it's been very, very fun. We really appreciate you stopping
Thank
by,
you, man. Yeah, and hopefully you guys dig Rebels. They show the old seasons too, so you get to enjoy me at all the various weights I've been during the pandemic when I got over 300 and now. But yeah, man, I'll tell you this, man. I've been pushed to do a sauce, a restaurant, or something since Man vs. Food, and I haven't. And it was doing this show that kind of got me off my ass to do it, because you see how many chips were stacked against all these people and how they actually went out and just did the damn thing. And it's so impressive.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So impressive. Like, you know, Truett Cathy got those chicken breasts by accident because they didn't fit the trays on a Delta in-air flight meal. And he took it and created this multi-billion-dollar business. Like, what inspiration? Like right here, Stella Blue Coffee.
Yeah.
Like you went and did the damn thing. You're not some like hipster in the village bitching about the coffee. You went out and made some great stuff. And I applaud anybody like you. Lots of talkers, very few doers.
Yeah.
You know, it's here for
Appreciate
the
it,
fucking
man.
doers,
Yes,
man.
absolutely. Well, thanks so much, man. Really appreciate
Back
it.
at you. Love to come back. Love to cook for you guys.
Yes, absolutely.
Seriously, I had a big green egg sent to me by my boy Dave Rose, and it cracked in transit. You guys have it's a red egg in the
You're just
hallway
sitting there,
here.
yeah.
Can I come back and cook for you
Yes,
guys?
yes.
I'd be
definitely.
honored if you guys are
Yes,
down.
Yes,
No
absolutely.
challenges necessary.
Anytime.
Absolutely.
I mean it
Anytime.
in earnest. I would love to.
Yeah, love it. Thanks, man.
Thanks, man.
Thank you guys.
Adam Richman was brought to you by the Barstool Store and the Part of My Take merch that we've got up right now. We're rocking brand new hats right now. Hank and I are wearing new Part of My Take hats. You can find these in the Barstool Store. They've got the performance hoodies. They've got the Part of My Take Ribbed Champion crew necks. The Coors Part of My Take Mountains or Blue snapback hats and polos. Billy's rocking a Blue Mountain polo shirt right now. Looks awesome on the golf course. Check it out. Store.barstoolsports.com. That's store.barstoolsports.com. Get fitted out for the summer.
Okay, let's wrap up. Max, what did you just send us? Astros?
That would be the 2021 ring ceremony for the ALCS champion Houston Astros. So just that,
Cut this part out of the podcast.
Well, I mean,
Cut
you
this
asked.
part
You
out of
asked.
this podcast.
I can't. It's a paywall, so this could be
Yeah,
a fake.
I couldn't get to
It's
it
not
either.
this
Yeah,
is-
no, I clicked on it. It's a paywall.
I'm trying. Yeah, just
You
took me
can't
back.
verify
It
anything.
took me to the homepage.
If you can verify.
This is a lie.
It took me back
No,
to the
I
homepage.
just-
I can't read it.
I tried to click on it too.
For instant access, subscribe now. 25-cent spring sale. Are you getting a cut of this, Max?
All it says is Astros collect more baseball diamonds during ring ceremony. Didn't they just win a championship?
This was 2021 when they lost.
How do you know that?
Because when I first opened it, it worked, but now it's not.
No, it's not working.
I can't.
I'll find another site.
Find another one.
I think
Find another team.
some fuzzy
Because the
math there.
Astros also, we don't respect the Astros as an organization. They cheated. Find a real team.
This is bullshit.
And also, they already won a World Series.
Yes, which makes it
beat
even
you.
worse for them.
No,
beat you.
So them having a ceremony after they had already won a World Series recently makes it even more so that normality.
No.
Yes.
It means that you got no hit in the World Series by a team that had a second place ceremony for themselves.
It's everyone. It's just the most recent. It's just the most recent pennant winner.
I don't know about that.
That's facts.
Find another one.
Yeah.
I will. I will
Give
find
20
another
minutes.
deal.
All right.
Done. Easy.
Guys on chicks.
Hey guys, I've been dating my boyfriend for over a year, but I hate when we watch sports with his friends. Whenever someone on one of their teams does bad, someone yells, "What a waste of cum." At first, I didn't think much of it, but they will say it in large crowds and it's embarrassing. Is this normal guy behavior?
Usually a load your mom should have swallowed.
Yeah, you should have been dribbling down the side of your mom's leg.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. Now, what I guarantee this is what happened. One time, one of their friends made that joke just amongst the fellas, and it got a good laugh. And then they're just trying to recreate that magic every single time. And when they're in a bar with new people around, it's like a brand new audience for a stand-up comedian. So they're trying to. You just have to get them going back to the same bar over and over again, and eventually they'll stop saying it.
Also, if he's the one and you get married, you have a family, all that stuff, like you won't have to deal with it. Eventually, he'll like go once a month to go hang out with his friends, and they'll make the cum jokes, and it's not going to be every day at your house. Just do that.
This one's great. Help, all caps. I think my boyfriend is using ChatGPT to write my sweet messages and good morning texts. At first, I thought he was so thoughtful and taking time to write me short poems and messages, but then I learned about ChatGPT. Worst of all, he wrote my grandma a poem, and she is in awe of his writing. How do I address this with him? Is this a red flag?
Just guys being dudes. We do have a resident plagiarist here that might be able to weigh in on this. Billy?
You talking about me?
Yeah, you've used ChatGPT to write all sorts of things.
No. I've used it when I said I'm using ChatGPT.
Okay. Do you think that is this person lying?
I think this guy's a goddamn genius,
Okay.
and wish I used it myself.
Do you remember when Russell Wilson used Google? Pretty much the same thing to write a love note to Ciara. That was very, very funny. He Googled the description of a beautiful woman. It's like how to describe a beautiful woman. And then he wrote a poem to Ciara using the first Google result that came up from that. And then I think she posted it online, and then the entire internet called him out on it. That was very...
Yes.
Russell Wilson is pretty much a robot.
Breaking moose. I'd like to issue an apology to Max. This Rays ring is so sad. He sent us the Rays in 2020 American League Championship, which was a bubble year. And Kevin Kiermaier's quote is so sad. He said, these are American League champion rings. And he said, the rings are beautiful. There's no other way to put it. All of us were blown away by them. They're about as sexy as a ring could get without being a World Series champion. That's tough. Max?
Yeah, I was just going to go down until you guys mentioned it because every single team has this ring ceremony.
Well, I issued my apology.
Okay,
Do you
thank
accept
you.
it?
I accept your apology.
Anyone else in this room?
I don't want to apologize.
Well,
I wasn't really that critical.
I didn't say no one else has done it. I just said it's the first I've seen.
I don't apologize.
I'm gonna go
nice.
back. I'm gonna go back and
Nice.
check the tapes here because
That's
I
old Chris
know
Broussard.
that you were like, oh, I know for certain that we would be roasting these teams if this happened every year.
I don't want to apologize because it was funny.
If
to
I
make
saw
fun
it,
of you, Max,
if I saw it, I would
but I
definitely
do
roast it.
want to apologize
Play this
for
fuck up.
getting the facts askew, a tad askew. I was, you know what?
The facts were
The
correct.
fact remains that
I
it's
was-
soft to do a ring ceremony for a second place finish.
I was misinformed.
So I was not wrong about anything, and I
The Red
apologize
Sox,
for
have
nothing.
the Red Sox lost a World Series?
Good question. No,
Is there?
not since I've been alive. Not since I've been alive.
By the way, that girl can put those messages into ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT if ChatGPT wrote it, and it'll be able to tell you.
All right, don't be a narc, ChatGPT. I know you're listening.
It's ChatGPT, right?
GBT.
Yeah. Are you saying GBT?
GPT. GBT.
Are you saying P or B?
I'm just saying it fast.
Are you saying P or B?
P.
Okay. All right.
Like context could tell you that
How?
because it's a P.
Yes. Okay. All right. Whatever.
What if it was a B though?
There's. I bet you
Then
there's
it'll
Chat BBT.
Chat
It just
GPT.
sounds the same when you're saying it fast.
ChatGPT.
Chat GBT?
Yeah.
I said B.
P.
I said B.
Cell phone.
Chat GBT?
Chat GBT.
GBT. Billy's inventing a new letter.
Okay, I'm not
use
like
use promo code TAKE at chat 3GB.
Sure. GPT.
There it is.
Chat GPT.
Oh, you're good. You're good. All right, next one.
All right, we got 2 good ones to end it. Hey, PFT, Dad Cat, and Honk. My husband always feeds our garbage disposal. He'll sometimes make a point to throw extra food down there and say things like, "Eat up, big guy," before he turns it on. Is this normal?
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, that is funny.
I don't know if it's normal, but I'm going to start doing this.
I have the garbage disposal with the top, it's not a switch.
Yeah.
And I like it because it just feels like I'm doing like manual labor. I'm like, there you go. See ya, bitch.
You know that pit in Star Wars that would eat things in the desert?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When we saw that movie, my dad was like, "Look, we have one at home," and it was the garbage disposal.
I like that.
Man, that is cool.
That was
a good
scared,
dad joke.
Scared of the sink.
I think killed Boba Fett.
I was looking at houses the other week, and there's this one house that had the switch for the garbage disposal, like the one that you turn on you flip it and the thing starts rotating. It was like right at belly level next to the sink, where you would definitely accidentally turn it on.
Yeah.
And that's my worst nightmare. I think that's like the scariest thing ever is to get your hand stuck in a moving garbage disposal.
Oh, it's scary to just even put your hand in a garbage disposal when it's not moving.
When it's not
being
on.
like, what happens if it just starts moving?
Yeah, you have to set up like traffic cones around the switch to make sure nobody accidentally hits it.
Yeah.
While your hand's in there.
Garbage disposals.
That's a funny move.
All right, last one.
Okay.
Hey, guys, I recently got engaged to my long-term boyfriend. He is great, but there's something he does that has always struck me as odd, and I'd like your thoughts on whether I should generally be concerned. Generally speaking, he's a serious rule follower, and this applies to having a child out of wedlock. Because of this, he always uses condoms during sex. He's very strict about this, and I haven't really had a big issue with it. The oddity comes after we have sex. He is so neurotic about the possibility we'll get pregnant that when we're done, he always takes the used condom and fills it with water from the faucet to see if there are leaks. Do you think this is potential serial killer behavior or just a harmless quirk of an otherwise great guy in love of my life?
It sounds like a crime scene investigator.
Didn't Drake wasn't there a story that he put hot sauce? Yeah, hot sauce in the condom.
Yeah, you always hear about like when they do
Fiery babies.
When they do the like NBA rookie symposium.
Yeah.
They teach players like you throw away your own condoms and make sure that they're not accessible for anybody else.
Right.
No, condoms work.
But filling it up after?
Wait, are they married, you say?
They just got engaged.
Yeah, you got to this is psycho. Because once you're engaged, then it's like if you have a baby, you're good.
It's good. You're happy that you're having a child.
Right. It switches. It's not like, oh shit, what are we gonna do? It's like, no, you're good. You're having a family.
Yeah.
Tell them to relax. Also,
just don't
as
use
a woman, you should be on the pill. Don't we all agree with that?
You really can't trust guys with birth control.
Yeah,
this guy should be doing everything that he can to stop using condoms.
Yeah.
And instead, he's becoming more into condoms.
Yeah.
That's a red flag.
He's got a condom fetish. Remember, I was talking about it earlier today. When Jameis tried to say the best the condom, and he combo tandem, and he said condom, like the best condom in the NFL.
Got a sex problem?
Yeah, sex
Addicted to
addiction.
sex. Also, very weird part about this is he's putting the used condom on your faucet that you probably use to wash your hands.
That's your pissing set.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah. What are you doing? That's where you piss. Don't put your jizz there.
Yeah, you can't cross streams like that.
And then how do you dispose of the condom? You're just throwing away water balloons?
He eats them.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be great.
You throw them across the room. That'd be a fun prank.
Oh, shit.
This is why the pull-up method's just
It's the best.
so much more effective.
It's the best. Yeah, it works 100%
You
of
know
the
where
time.
the semen's going.
Yeah, never have a problem pulling out.
Yeah, you know exactly. You can.
Yeah,
every
know.
last drop of cum is accounted for when you pull out.
Yes, that's true. All right. Hank, lottery ball, you ever gotten it?
Nope.
Hank, somebody ran the numbers on how likely it would be for you to pass me for the tattoo bet. It's like 25% chance that I'm going to. What?
No, I ran the same numbers, 0% chance. Because Hank's never.
Well, he's
gonna
never
get
gotten
it.
it.
Yeah, he's never gonna get it.
Yeah, the bottom line is I'm 25 times more likely to win this bet than you are.
I 100% don't give a fuck. So
Okay.
Take that. Take those for
All right.
stats.
Well, you were
That's some math right
you're
there,
also
baby.
0% a world-renowned
That was a good one.
educated
That was a mic
person.
drop. I like that.
Oh, you haven't gotten this though.
No.
Okay. Numbers?
69.
17.
18. Keep in mind, 77 has hit back-to-back shows. Just throwing it out there.
I'm going to go 49 for Sevi Ballesteros. Not John Rahm's
Why
dad.
is that when he died?
Still alive.
What did he guess? What did Hank guess last time?
What does 49 have to do with?
His birthday was
Want me to look?
4/9.
Yeah, what was
You
Hank's
don't,
guess
Hank,
last
you don't
time?
know shit about
Was
Sevi
it
Ballesteros.
96? What did he guess last show? 96, I want to say.
Checking.
What'd you guess, Hank? Just say it.
Oh, yeah, he gets 96
He did.
when he false
'Cause-
started.
But what did he guess
98.
after? 98
Yeah.
after?
Yeah.
So what do I go with? 96 or 98? Which one should I go with?
I mean, take his number. Go 96.
96? That's the one he wanted?
Yeah.
Max, you should go
Am I still
98.
No?
Sure.
All right.
I'll take 98.
Max is going 98. I'll go 96.
18.
80.
Damn.
Max, how mad would you have been if you had gotten 20 there?
I mean, I already got it, so I don't
Yeah,
really care.
sure. We all have already gotten it.
Except for memes.
Hank?
85th
Oh,
time.
memes, yeah.
Like
I saw
80
another person tweeted me the other day
fifth
saying
time.
they got it first time.
That's wild.
Yeah, some fucking PGA golfer that's never won an event tweeted at me today. Maybe focus on your game, dude.
Who was it? This doesn't count. Who was it?
Steve Wheatcroft.
That's a made-up name. 35.
Yeah,
That's the
Weedy
non-
PGA. PGA Tour player living the dream day by day.
Mike Tolbert.
Love
also,
you guys.
Also, did you see that the
All right,
Patriots got rings
show's
for
cut.
when they lost to the Eagles in the Super Bowl? Because they did.
Sometimes beach whales explode.
Love you guys.